had a dream about you and me. Don't worry, you said. No more lies, only clarity. No more truth is left unsaid. We can do this. We can do this. And we can cut this beat and cut and we can cut this beat and with the moonlight touch, I can see your beats glistening. Grace released and curses concealed. Tell me, spirits, can you hear me? Are you listening? Is this a dream or is it I had a dream about you and me. Game over, you said. Broken, lost, beyond retreat. Forgetting everything we had. I can't do this. I can't lose this. And we can cut this beat and cut and we can cut this beat and with the moonlight touch, I can see your beats glistening. Grace released and curses concealed. Tell me, spirits, can you hear me? Are you listening? Is this a dream or is it
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MANS Cup. Welcome, Olympic. Welcome, the Bromeo. Very happy to have you guys with me. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. I'm
doing
winning.
great, man.
Great stuff. So, for those of you who have joined us, welcome to all of you. So far, I've seen Yoshi in the chat. I've seen follows from Yanku, Zif, Josh, that boy Tom, Olympic, thank you, Mighty STI, Verpy, I'm not even going to try and say your name. Hello, welcome to everybody, GPW, man. All of you guys, welcome, Rusta, welcome, Milk. Now, the MANS Cup is going to be over 3 days. So for today, we have the qualifier, which is going to be 4 rounds, at least, for upper bracket, and 4 rounds for lower bracket. And then we are going to be streaming one of each of those matches. Then tomorrow we have the top 16. That'll be a Swiss a Swiss bracket, which will be streamed on Greybeard's channel, and then we will have the championship final on Sunday, which will be the quarterfinals, semifinals, and of course the grand final. So, first up for today, we've got Big Athletics versus Choco Merguez. We are still waiting for confirmation for those players. Otherwise, we have Panda City Mavericks versus Woolies Warriors. Now, Olympic, have you had a look at these rosters? And if so, do you have any sort of feelings about these guys?
I do know of the Choco Merguez team with Heatsy in it. Heatsy, as we know, is a very good player, RLCS standard. And I feel like they're going to make a deep run into the tournament this weekend. And this new teams that are here, Panda City Mavericks and Woolly Warriors, I actually haven't heard of before. They might be new names, they might be old names, but they're going to give it their best in the best of three, and I hope it comes good for one of them.
Alright. Yeah, today is all best of three just to get through the qualifiers and to make sure that we get to day 2 tomorrow. Now, we have Woolies Warriors versus Panda City Mavericks for the first round, and then for the second round, if I'm not mistaken, we will have... Let's have a look quickly just to be 100% sure. Why did this get away from me now? Give me 1 second.
Vendetta Esports versus the Boost Warriors.
Thank you. Vendetta Esports versus Boost Warriors. Now, Bromeo, as far as I believe, this is not the original Vendetta lineup. This is their second team, Omega. Is that correct?
It seems like that. I know a couple of the players, a couple players in the scene, but I'll be honest with you. I'm having a look through a lot of these team sheets. I'm recognizing some names. I'm not recognizing others. But I think that's just the excitement of this, is that we're going to get to see a whole bunch of players who we don't usually see. And now's their time to shine. So, yes, I recognize the name Vendetta Esports. I recognize a couple of the players. Having a look through the other team, the Boost Warriors, and I've got to be fair. Like, I haven't seen a lot of these players, but that excites me. I think we're in for a good time, and we're just going to call it as we see it, I think.
100%. So we've had a update. The fact that Big Athletics are not going to make it, which means that Choco Merguez go up against Virtuosos by default in round number 2. So unfortunately there for those players, I mean, that roster looked quite juicy in my opinion for Big Athletics. We had Big Mac, Apocalyptics, and Applesauce. So very unfortunate for those guys. But of course, this is Rocket League and this is life. So we're looking forward to Woolies Warriors and Panda City Mavericks. For those of you who don't know, Panda City is Experience, Pisang Cat, and Slow. And then for Woolies Warriors, we have Sparky, Kingslayer, and Lunat. That is according to the Liquipedia page. Olympic, you mentioned you know some of these guys. Do you have a general idea of their ranks? Not just in 6-mans, but also just in the game in general?
That's quite hard to say. These two teams I'm not that familiar with, unfortunately. It's going to be my first time seeing any of them play today. I would guess they are somewhere around maybe champ, high champ, low champ, some diamond. As we know, the 6-man's cup is rank B, rank A, and rank B+. So some of them are going to want to show their stuff in this series. And try and make a name for themselves out of this tournament this weekend.
And let's talk about that balance from the 6-man's cup, because every other tournament that you enter for, it's, you know, the best takes on the best, and everyone, you know, there is no question of what your rank is, just can you make it. But in the 6-man's cup, this is specifically designed to be inclusive of all the ranks, other than rank X and rank X S. So we've got in every team the one requirement is that there is one player from rank A, one from B, one from B+, and a substitute or just normal player from rank C as well. So for me, in my opinion, Bromeo, I find it a very good idea, very inclusive for the community, for those guys that generally don't make it into the bigger competitions to still have a shot today.
No, 100% Dutch. I think this is a very great initiative because, you know, it's not very often that a tournament shines light on the lower lobby legends like ourselves. And I'm sorry, Dutch, I've seen you in a couple of plays, but you're rank C, right?
That's correct. Yes, I am rank C.
That's right. I'm rank C as well. It's that's why we're here and not on the field. My team didn't pick me, but if they call on me, I will be there. But
listen, I'm not saying that rank B is gatekeeping me, but continue.
But I do agree with you, and I think this is brilliant. We need a lot more like this, is because week in, week out, we're seeing streams from the top 16. We know the players, we know the names, and like I said earlier, we don't know many players here, and today is their time to shine. Who knows? Maybe what we're seeing now are the boys that we're going to be seeing in the top 16 next. And that for me is this exciting part, is that we could be witnessing the next to die for right here, right now. And that is pretty damn awesome.
100%.
Absolutely agreed. It is, like I said, for me, it is just a great initiative for inclusivity, for everyone involved, not just seeing the best of the best. And as fun as RLCS is, this is, a great competition also to have in the off time, so that we don't have a 3-month drought in the Rocket League South Africa scene. There are some competitions going on. So Greybeard is hosting 1v1 show matches. We're hosting the Six Man's Cup. Soon enough, I know there's another competition coming. So it's great for SSA to have this sort of community that, there's always something happening. You're not just sitting and waiting until the next season for RLCS starts. Of course, VS also has Phase 3 ongoing right now. So there's content and there's competition everywhere. And whatever you do, you can play some Rocket League. So I'm really looking forward to this first matchup. We are just waiting for the players to get into the lobby. From my side, guys, have fun, enjoy. I'm gonna leave it to you now, and we'll catch you guys a bit later.
Brilliant.
Sweet.
So Olympic, first question up. We don't know when this game is starting, but what do you think with the way that this tournament is set up? It's set up RLCS style. We've got an upper bracket, lower bracket, which means you've got 2 lives, right? And we've already seen Big Appalitics already fall out. Unfortunate FF. But I noticed that the winner of the loser of Vendetta Esports versus the Boost Warriors will face up against Big Appalitics in lower bracket round 1. So how important is it for you here, especially with all these unknown teams? Do you think it's an easier ride through the bottom, or do you think a strong upper bracket drive is what you'll need today?
Like RLCS, you'll always need to try and stay in that upper bracket. Having 2 lives as an insurance will always be great. But this gives some of these players their first taste of some proper tournament level gameplay. There is some money on the line. It may not be the most, but it's what we can produce as a region. And these players are going to have to maybe take a few games. It is a best of 3, so they might not be able to warm up like normal players can with a best of 5 or best of 7, but they've got that double life insurance. So they're just gonna have to take it one game at a time, not try and crumble under pressure, and play to the best of their ability.
And I'm not sure if you've had a look at the bracket here, but because it's not like a perfect 16. So not all of the teams will be playing in round 1. Some of the teams are only joining in round 2. Some see this as an advantage. Some people see it as a disadvantage, because if you play round 1 and you manage to win through to round 2, you're already warm by the time you take these boys on. So in your opinion, Ali, would you rather, as a team, if you were playing right now, would you rather start in upper round 1 or be one of those lucky few who got a bye through to round 2?
It's quite hard to say, because if you want to get that advantage of starting in upper round 2, having that being like one step closer to qualifying. But then again, if you start in upper round 1, you have that chance to warm up. And say you beat a team in round 1 and you're going up against a stronger opponent, you have that warm up and you have that momentum. And it's only a best of 3. Teams don't have enough time to adapt, to overcome these changes. So I would probably say start in round 1. You can get that momentum, see how the team plays together, and take it one game at a time. It's only a best of 3, so.
I've got to say that's a pretty strong statement, because it means you have to win one more game through the bracket in order to get there. Chat, I'm interested in what you guys have to think. If it were up to you, feel free to answer us. Would you rather start in upper bracket round 1 or get a bye and only start in round 2? Let us know. We'll read them out. It seems like we've got a little bit of time until the game kicks off, so I'm interested to hear from you guys. What do you guys think?
Dilly is saying round 2. Everyone's saying upper round 2.
Yeah, you had to be the controversial one, man.
Yeah, well, I like momentum. I like Dilly can probably agree with me in those double elimination brackets that we just played for RLCS. You sometimes waiting 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour and a half between games, and that can completely kill your momentum and how you play and like staying warm. Because yes, you can do free play, you can play against each other's, but it's not the same as like an actual RLCS competitive environment playing against other opponents. So I'd rather go through the matches instead of just waiting in round 2 for another team to come through.
I mean, 100%. I'd be very interested to know the success rate of a team that starts in round 2 rather than round 1, because there must be some science behind there. Because I would rather start round 2. I know you'd rather start round 1, and I know that chat agrees with me here, but that doesn't mean it's definite at all, because it's just the guys who are watching us right now who agree with my charisma. But just having a look at these teams quickly, we are watching the Panda City Mavericks versus the Woolies Warriors. And the Panda City Mavericks are made up with Experience, Pisankat, and Slow. And the Woolies Warriors are Sparky Cracked, Kingslayer, and Lunat. If you were to make an uninformed, guesstimate, and you had to bet some channel points today, who would you be backing?
I'm a gambling man, so I would have to go with Panda City Mavericks. Support my boy Productive Panda, one of our casters here today. And just for the name Experience, I feel like he's got the experience to carry his team. Not only carry, but to support his team through the rounds and make it to day 2.
Oh, dad jokes. Let's bring them. I'm all for it. And then having a look at the Woolies Warriors, Sparky Cracking, Slayer, Lunat. Do you think it's going to be a close game? Because I'm asking from complete ignorance. I don't know these guys. I don't know these teams. So do you think we're in for a tight one, or do you think there's going to be a runaway from one of them?
I have no idea. As we know, it's a rank B, rank A, rank B plus. So there could be some really weird play styles, really weird plays. But I have no idea. But I'd have to go with my boy. But I don't think we're getting this match here. Woolies Warriors doesn't seem to be active, and it looks like we are going to get Nocturia versus Exhaust Esport as our game. So we're gonna have to backtrack on all our gambling points and expertise here.
I was getting amped to back some Woolies Warriors here.
But here we've got Exhaust Esport made up of Cerise, Junior S, and Spiker versus Nocturia, who is Brebi, Kaka, and Nayu. I'm a gambling man. If you had to put all your channel points on one team, who would you put it on?
Okay, wait. Let me just have a look through these, and the first player I recognize, I'm going for. So I'm looking Nocturia. Where is Nocturia? I really wish this was in alphabetical order. You put me on a tough spot here, because Exhaust Esports is clever, I get it. I got it. And Nocturia is cool because it's Latin. But I think, if I were to put my money on it, And just for the sake of it, I think I'd go Exhaust.
Yeah. I would have to go the same. It has got Lucifer Morningstar, who's one of the Reunion players that I've seen a couple times in ranked. Cerise, Junior, and Spiker, and I believe these are two Reunion teams going up against each other. So it's the Battle of the French here to start us off on the stream. So I'd have to go Exhaust as well. I haven't heard of any of the players from Nocturia. So yeah, Exhaust all the way.
So it looks like it's a loaded bracket there. You did mention that these are two French teams, and as far as I'm aware, there is a French stream as well. And I think that's damn awesome that we've
100%.
got two separate streams with two separate languages covering the same event. And if that isn't growth, I don't know what is.
You know what? I love the exposure. You got the South African Rocket Baguette here. You've got your make-believe RLCS casters here, as in me. You're a bit more experienced than I am. And we're just here to put SSA on the map. We've got our two best teams, French class, who is made up of Wulu and Leoxy, and Limitless going to Worlds, getting both the representation of SSA and Reunion. So that's just great for our community.
I think that's bloody awesome. I just can't wait for this, Rocket League to start. We're sitting here, we're waiting. I want to go. I want to cast some games now.
Yeah, well, I think we have everyone in the lobby, so we're just going to wait for them to join up in the match, and then we can get this game underway. But you are going Exhaust Esports. Do you want to give a detailed why, or just saying them going?
Oh, fuck me. I joined the team. That's how much I wanted to play for them.
Well, as I tried to get into the game, my Rocket League crashed, so we're going to have to wait for my slow PC to load up the game, and then we can get this underway.
That's 100%. I can see the entire game, so I will be treated to it before you do.
Damn.
And it looks like Exhaust is in orange, Nocturia is in blue, and it's off to a pretty shaky start. We're seeing a straight shot from Exhaust Esports to take them one up. I'm sorry to say I called it. This is just how it is going now. So, Cerise, you're gonna have to correct me on this one. And he's got the first goal of the first game, and we are underway. Great kickoff by Exhaust Esports, but there's a decent return there. It's pretty much all in the middle right now, and it's pretty tough to call. I know nothing about either of these teams, so we'll have to take it play by play. It's over the blue goal line, and Exhaust Esports gets their second goal. Juniors scored this one. So I think we're in for a pretty interesting one. It's 35 seconds in, and we're already 2 goals down. Nocturia is definitely going to have to put in some work to stop those easy goals from coming in. It's a bit of a shaky start. There's no consistency from either team. Both goals came from broken play. So let's see if they can string something together and stabilize this, because it's a best of 3. Any team can win it if they just have 2 good games. That is all they need. Now Nocturia putting some early pressure in, and it doesn't look like it's coming to much. Spiker on the return, and it's looking pretty good for Exhaust Esports right now. Almost in, almost there. All the pressure is on the blue goal now. Nocturia needs to make something happen. They need to really make... Oh, and as I say that, Cerise scores the 3rd goal. Is this a runaway?
I seem to be getting a bug where I can't join the game, hopefully. I will try and join with name and pass. I think it has to do with the Epic game system. But I'll be back in here shortly. But listening to you, you have the voice for radio, and I'm falling asleep here. You've got the voice, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I hope I don't put you to sleep. I'm supposed to incite excitement from here. We're seeing a little bit from Lanus here. He's trying to play it in through the center. Good pass. Nobody there on the end of it to play it in, though. Cora on the other side, playing it straight through to the middle. Junior's playing it in the middle. It's very much back and forth at this point, but Nocturia needs to gain some possession. They need to start playing the ball into the orange half, and looks like they're doing just that. Launa's playing it into the center. Ooh, Okuma not quite making it there, but still, the pressure is there. I'm definitely feeling a little bit better about this now. That I think they've stabilized a little bit here. Look, they're still 3 goals down, and we don't have the luxury of a best-of-5 game at this point. So we really need to see every single moment count. Blue on attack, but unfortunately goes wide. Okuma recovers, needs to play it in, but unfortunately not anything gonna come of it. It definitely looks like people are getting a bit antsy here because there is a little bit back and forth. There's no direct shots, there's no direct passes. It's still a little bit broken at this point, but I reckon as we go through later into this game and early into the second, we're going to see a little bit more settled nerves. Good pass back by Spiker, plays it out, but Lonus is there to receive. It looks like it's all defense right now, but Nocturia needs to play it in. They're getting camped down in their own half again. And that was a very good triple commit. Cerise scores, and that means Exhaust Esports is now 4-0 up. That one was just quite unfortunate, as you could see all of Nocturia saying, no, I've got this. But really, they need to settle down, they need to play the game. As far as we're all aware, this should be a very well-balanced tournament because everybody comes from respective ranks, and so we shouldn't see too many blowouts. So let's put this one down to confidence, and let's hope they can pick it up as they go into this game. Lonus into the air with a little bit of air trickery. Okuma receives it, and the shot coming in, unfortunately, that was a double commit, but it might work out for them. So Reese with the save. Okuma playing it back in. Straight shot in, but good save by Junior. Still, the pressure is on by Nocturia. Let's see if they can keep it up and get themselves into this game with their debut goal. But fantastic defense in the air by Spaker, playing it through to the middle. Cerise is playing it back into the blue half. Nocturia back on the back foot. Very close save by Okuma. Spaker playing it through into the middle. And it's looking dire at this point. 40 seconds left into this game. By all accounts, Exhaust Esports should take this. So I think what Nocturia are going to have to do is they're going to have to take a few steps back and a couple breaths. They're playing some pretty dangerous Rocket League at this point in time. Koro with a decent save. Oh my gosh. The pressure is relentless. Nocturia doesn't look like they've had one solid opportunity on goal this entire game. Going into the next one, they're going to have to put in some work on putting balls on goal. And I think if we have a look at the shot count, that's 5 shots by Nocturia, but it is also 10 shots by Exhaust Esports as they close out game 1 as winners. 100%.
Let go of you and me now. Let go of us. Let go of you and me now. Let go.
Hello. I know I'm not the voice that everyone expected, but I'm Productive Panda. And hello, Mr. Bromeo. What a game there. Exhaust Esports getting a very strong start, 4-0 out of the gate on Nocturia. You had to do that alone, so you know exactly how the game went. What do you think went wrong for Nocturia?
I don't think so much went wrong for Nocturia as things went right for Exhaust Esports. They started with the pressure, they started with all of that, and I see I just autoed again, and I am the worst at this because I just want to play, guys. But I see that Nocturia is going to need to come out fighting in this game if they want to keep it alive, because one more win by Exhaust Esports means that they're already through to the next round and Nocturia is down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, you know, it is such a crucial thing if you have a bad start with the Romeo. You know, Nocturia, they will have a lot of confidence in that bad start because, you know, they won't know if they're able to beat the Exhaust team. I'll tell you what, Nocturia not looking too bad or haven't conceded so far, which is extremely good already. Here goes Junior. He's on the ball, gets challenged by Oka there. So Sai's not being able to do anything. And it looks like Nocturia playing a bit stronger, getting into a river, maybe, you know, trying to fix the mistakes they made, you know, or trying to, you know, maybe just get their mentality where it has to be again, and being able to challenge Exhaust again. Exhaust struggling to find those open nets or even goals.
100% Panda. I see Cerise scores as you finished. And that is what we call the caster's curse. Yes, they've been playing so well. Already a minute and 10 seconds into the game for the first goal. That is already better than the first round. But they are definitely going to have to step things up if they want to keep in the game. This is do or die at this point. And they are going to need to start applying some serious pressure. It's been looking good. We've seen some decent plays by Akuma and Launas. They've been playing it through into the center, decent pressure, but they've got to keep this up, Panda.
And yeah, pressure is the game. We see a beautiful demo there from Lewins, and sorry, I said that, I butchered that name. But that is the correct way, I think, you know, how that team needs to put on the pressure. In terms of you need to get those crucial bumps, those demos, you know, those small things that will put off Exhaust. As I say that, however, the confidence struck again. But yeah, it's for Nocturnal now. They have to keep the pressure. They have to just slowly, you know, get those demos, get those bumps, just kind of work on the nerves of Exhaust, you know, just try and push through. They can't just do one foul sweep and push through. They got very close there. They need to start with those small things. Akuma here with the ball can't get anything good, but it does still go. Akuro gets a shot, but it isn't even on target. That is his Ivor Lewis getting so close. Cerise on the backboard, I'll tell you what. This is getting close. This is getting close. I think we could see a goal coming from Nocturnal.
This is absolutely fantastic play by Nocturia right now. That we are seeing more from them in the last 30 seconds than we have in the last game. They are applying all the pressure. They have all of the possession. And right now, Akuma up the sidewall, trying to play it in mid. Passes off. Guro with the... Oh my gosh, Launas with the shot, and they draw it level. This is what we want to see, Nocturia. This is what we want to see. Scores on the outside, Panda.
And that is so close. A small mistake there from the Exhaust side, and that is all Nocturia needed. And I'll tell you what, Romeo, that will completely bring them back, you know, back into the game, and you know, via their mentality will bring them back as well to get back, you know, into the series. We'll see, can Lowen's follow up here? He doesn't. Korra does. Gives it to Oku. Oku gets challenged by Spiker.
Right.
Spiker in the air has a lot of boost as well, but he isn't that dangerous to Lowen's. I'm finally saying that name correct. Chasing the ball, it will go to Sharice. Sharice gets it past one, but isn't past two. A shot on net, and Spiker gets a beautiful save. And I'll tell you what, Romeo, it looks like Exhaust not as dominant as they were. I wouldn't say struggling, but they're definitely not as dominant as they were in the previous match.
I 100% agree with you, Panda. It's not that Exhaust are playing badly at all. It is finally that Nocturia has arrived to play. And Korra playing along straight into the middle. It looks like it's an open net if they can shoot it. But unfortunately, the Orange is quick back. Exhaust Esports fast on the defense, but the pressure is still there. Junior with the bump out. Couldn't find Spaker. Akuma plays it into the middle. Looking dangerous, but nobody there to shoot it in. It's still all Nocturia at this point, and this game is hard to call, but you feel like there is another blue goal in here as they play into the middle. But there's some desperate defense by Exhaust Esports. Currently in the midfield, Spaker on the attack. But fantastic reading there by Akuma to play it on the defense and bring it straight back up and apply the pressure.
The thing is, you do see a blue goal coming. Sorry, Lowen's gets very close there as the ball rolls past the net. You do see a blue goal coming, but on the other hand, Exhaust knows that if they get one goal, they could win this and go on to the second round. So it's all about, you know, it's desperation on both sides. Exhaust desperate to get into the second round, and then Nocturia gets desperate to win at least the game and to hopefully keep them in and to go to game 3. We'll have to see if that wins. Loans gets past 1, doesn't get past the second, but the blue side here putting on a lot of pressure. I'll tell you that much, although Exhaust trying to put it mid. Okuma is there, goes up, puts it on the wall. Surside is finishing Lowens, and it will be caught by Juniors, who drops it. And I think we should go to overtime here. Yes, we will.
100% it looks like this is our first overtime of the day, and let's not call it just yet. That was almost a kickoff goal. Okuma up on the wall though, beats 1, beats 2, can't beat the third. Spaker plays it back into the corner. Cora up on the wall, doing some aerial trickery, couldn't get past, but that looks like, oh my gosh, and that is the goal. Exhaust Esports win it. This means that they have won their second game. This is a best of 3. They are on to upper bracket round 2, Panda.
And I mean, it shows that, you know, although Exhaust were challenged in that second part, they somehow were able to keep it together, keep it steady. And as you said, they crucially, very crucially got through to that second part. I think it's going to be interesting. I think this is going to get very interesting, the following rounds. I can't wait to see, Romeo, what we can get from the following matches. I think it's going to be incredibly interesting. And here you can see my face and your face, Romeo. Hi. How are you doing?
Brilliant.
I hope you're doing very good.
I'm busy trying to figure out who we're playing next, but, you know, let's not draw it away from what we just witnessed. It was a very dominant display in the beginning from Exhaust Esports, and they rounded up strong victors in Game 1. Noctura decided they were going to bring it back, and they looked like they had it in them to take the Game 2, but Exhaust Esports just hung on for as long as they could. They held tight, and luckily and fortunately, they were deserved victors of Game 2. And because this is only a best of 3, wins and losses happen like that. Exactly. And we're going to be seeing games like this where if you do not start strong, you will be punished straight from the get-go.
Exactly. And I think, you know, it's all about being able to punish the other team, isn't it? You know, whether you're a player yourself or, you know, whether you're a caster, there is this culture of if you can start a game off by punishing a team, then you have such a better chance of being able to constantly win. Even if they do come back, it's still, you know, whether it's mentality, whether it's a physical thing. I see a lot of sound effects going off in the background, sorry. It does make me giggle quite a bit. But, you know, it does give the team that confidence to go in. You know, we've seen from a lot of teams where even if the other team does manage to get back, they still have that thing in their brain where it's like, we won the first game, we were able to win it, we just need to replicate what we did there, and then we'll be fine. So I think it's all about, I think it's confidence. And I think that's going to be extremely important here, what we're going to see in the rest of the matches today. How confident can a team be? And also, how confident is too confident? How confident is it where a point where it becomes a problem of you being overconfident and maybe not being able to play well enough? There's a lot of things to take in. Sorry,
I 100% there. And I think confidence comes in, you know, 2 different things. Where you've got confidence for believing in your abilities, and you've got confidence that might be a little bit unfounded. Now, Exhaust Esports finished their Game 1 in a very dominant fashion, and I think that is what carried them through. I think that is what gave them the best shot, because Nocturia came back guns firing, but they took a little bit of a mental knock in the beginning, and I don't think they were able to come back from it because the damage was already done.
And, you know, I think in esports, a mental knock is such a big thing, isn't it? You know, having a mental knock can really affect someone so quickly. You know, as you said, it's just like that. All it takes is a split second, and a mentality can be bruised for the whole game. Now, I think you and Olympic talked about this earlier, more in detail. But, you know, in the longer series, you have time to recover. You know, the coach can tell their team, listen, breathe. You guys need to get over this. But the thing is, in the 6 MANS Cup, there aren't coaches in the VCs. They
No.
don't have time to reset. There's 60 seconds between games if no one readies. That means they have 60 seconds. 60 to somehow reset their whole mentality. It takes me days to reset my mentality after there's been a problem. So, I think having that 60 seconds, it just isn't enough. And I think that this is going to be not about dominance, but more about the mental game. Yeah.
I agree with you all the way, and it has to be. Confidence is key. You don't have time to mess around, so you need to come in all guns blazing. Your best of fives, your best of sevens, you've got some time to settle down, settle in, read your opponent a little bit, but you don't have that, what would you call it? You don't have that opportunity, you don't have that luxury of taking the time to suss out your players. So I'm just having a quick look at the other results. It looked like Cryptic Esports took a 2-1 victory over second, third, and fourth killer. Exhaust Esports Nocturia, we watched this 2-0. There was the forfeit from Big Capolytics, so Choco Megs took that 2-0. And Woolies Warriors versus the Panda City Mavericks. Ali called this right. The Panda City Mavericks took that game 2-0. Are there any of these teams that you're familiar with that you can give us a little bit of insight into? Because it looks like second, third, and fourth killer, Nocturia, and Big Apolytics, plus the Woolies Warriors, are now in the lower bracket battle. Do you think these boys have it?
Romeo, I'm going to start off. Of course, I know one of the teams better than the other ones because I actually own Pandacity. So of course I'm going to be biased and say that they should have won and it would have been an easy sweep. That's just, the owner has to do that, right? The owner has to always back his team.
100%.
But to be unbiased, yeah, my biggest thing is honestly a lot of unknown names in this, and I can't lie to you and say that I know all these teams or all these players. All I can tell you is I know for a fact that I think Dutch, or someone touched on it earlier, where they said that this is supposed to be equal. Sorry, it wasn't Dutch, it was Olympic that said this, I apologize. All these teams are relatively equal, meaning that it's, all the games will be good games, and that's why we were able to see in the previous game, Exhaust, yes, they took the first game easily, but the second game they were challenged. So although I don't personally know these teams, I know for a fact that it's still going to be good games. It's still going to be competitive. We aren't going to see a runaway win unless for some reason there may be lag or a controller or a keyboard maybe disconnecting or something. But you're not just going to see a runaway win. You of course do have the big names, like Vendetta. I would have of course said Pandacity, once again biased, but I won't say that. But you have a lot of big players, and I think all it's going to be is in terms of, first of all, who has the best collection of players, because I think that's the big thing. And also the second thing is the synergy in the players. It doesn't help you have the best players that don't have any synergy. So, dead honest, I don't know all the players, I don't know all the teams, but I know for a fact that every single match is going to be absolutely amazing. And I can't wait. I think this next game, Vendetta versus Boost Warriors. Vendetta, of course, playing with Banana Cat. For those who do not know, Banana Cat's actually, I wouldn't say a bit of a prodigy, but he played high school Rocket League and then got into the pro scene. And there's been a lot of hype around him. Quiet, but there's been a lot of hype. And then, of course, the Boost Warriors side, big names. Thefi, let me just have a look. I believe it's Serenity on the team. Yes, it is. Serenity, a big name.
Lux, Sethi,
Exactly.
big names. 100%.
I've personally seen how they played, and they aren't an easy team. Honestly, they are extremely competitive. If you make a mistake, they will punish you. So I think the biggest thing here is going to be, for Vendetta, for Boost, where is the other team going to make a mistake? Where can he capitalize? How can he capitalize? And will you capitalize? That's all. That's end of the game. That's all.
I think... Alright, so it seems like my time here is coming to a quick close. The casters for this next game are going to be Panda, you, and Olympic. So this is where I step away. Dutch, are you ready for me?
Well,
case I assume I have to say bye, Romeo. It's been good talking to you.
Well, I'll see you just now. I'll see you just now.
I'll see you in a bit. I will definitely see you in a bit. I'm going to go turn the lights on, otherwise it's extremely dark and you can't see anything. And apparently for commentary, you actually need some light, apparently. Learned it yesterday. Give me 2 seconds.
Alright, sure. This is looking like we're going to have to go on a quick break just to sort out some of the back end things. But we will be back shortly. Ollie and Panda will be carrying you guys into the next game. I will see you guys just now. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see more of you guys.
Welcome back, everybody, for the second round of matches here. I've got my buddy here, Productive Panda. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I've missed you, Ollie. I've missed you. You had to go and take a little break, so
Yeah.
my heart kind of started to beat real quick because I missed you. No, but hey, we're back. Vendetta Boost Warriors next game. I'm hyper excited. I am honestly hyper excited. Serenity, CYB, Sephi, Banana Cat, Breezy, Milk. This is going to be a fun and competitive game. I'll tell you that much. We've seen a lot of them, and I think this is going to be one. But Olympic, of course, you haven't been here, so I have to ask you, what are you expecting from this game? What are you expecting from the series? What can we look forward to? Do you think?
I feel like this series is going to be one of the best we're going to see tonight. Serenity, Sethi, Banana Cat, Breezy. Sethi is only around 13, 14 years old. He is someone to really watch in the series. Serenity has been here for a long time. We know he's got the skill. Banana Cat, as you said before the series is going to start, is a little bit of a shadow. He's very good in the rank scene. I've known him. I've seen him play. And Breezy, this is going to be a very good series. Just wish I could cast the last game with a little bug with Rock League there.
Definitely. Hey, listen, the last game was good. But I think this one might be better, and we might even see some more action. To be fair, you talked a bit about Banana Cat. We've talked about him, but in general, Mr. Olympic, seeing the name, how can I ask this question? Seeing big names like this. Do you get excited immediately when you see big names like this, or do you rather think, there's a chance of it being a good game? What goes through your head, when you see a matchup like this that has the possibility to be, very fun? Do you think it is going to be, or do you think there's just the chance of it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. As we know, Serenity, he's very good at this game, got that really good ones playstyle, good ball control. And Sethi, we've seen him on Greybeard's 1v1 show match. He's got the skills of a future potential RLCS player. And then going up against the likes of Milk, Banana Cat, and Breezy. Banana Cat, we know, is very good in the air, can close this game down as a solo if he wants to. But these three teams are going to be looking to work together as a unit to try and break each other down in this best of three.
And yeah, I think as well, you mentioned it very, very quickly. Banana Cat's an absolute unit in the air. But the thing is, Serenity as well. I don't know if you've seen him play. I personally have seen him play. And the man is mad. The man is honestly
100%.
mad. He is. I'm not quite sure. It could have been against Vandasti, or it could have just been other scrim I was casting. But I casted a scrim with Serenity, I believe. And from what I can remember, it was it was insane. It was honestly insane. The level of their air dribbles would come his way, roof shots, wall shots, whatever it was, he could stop it. Right, any type of dribble, any type of reset, he could stop it. So I'm really thinking that Banana Cat, as you said, extremely good in the air, but I do think Serenity definitely there a bit of a counter. And then the big thing is going to be, of course, I think if we're talking game strategy, I think demos, bumps, and passes. Demos and bumps. I think demos and bumps. So, they're kind of obvious, but passes I think is going to be the big thing, because if those teams can either get the short passes or the long passes, is going to be crucial. Sorry, I think we're heading into game now. Olympic, you can start us off in this game. I would appreciate it. But yeah, I will talk about passes in a second. You start us off this game, and then we'll chat.
My game has crashed again. I'm going to try and sort out these technical difficulties. If Dutch or Bromeo can hop in for me, I apologize to everyone, but let me sort this out.
Okay. Not a problem, Panda. I got your back, bro. Let's go. I'm stepping in the ring, and here we go. Game number 1. We have.
Does this count as tag teaming? Does this count as tag teaming? I think it might. But a beautiful start there. Serenity getting a demo, and either side's here tossing the ball over Dutch. Not much action as of yet. As I say that, however, Vendetta are looking to change that. It's going to be one hell of a game, this Dutch, and I'm excited to have you with me here.
Definitely. So look, for today, I am mostly the man in the background, just making sure that everything runs smoothly as possible. But if I am called into the ring, here I am, here I stand, and I'm right here with you, Panda. So, talk me a bit about these players. I know Breezy, I know Milk, these are quite mechanical players. Serenity I know about, I know Sethi as well, as we mentioned, he's quite young as well in the 6-man server. But this looks like a juicy game in my opinion.
It is indeed. And as you said, I think the crucial word you used there, mechanical. all these players, everyone, not a single one of them you can describe as not mechanic. All of them are extremely talented in their mechanics, and they're extremely quick. And that's the thing, is you can see there is a bit of a pace differential in this game versus the last game we had, in terms of this game is already faster. And that's down to mechanics. That is down to them being able to not only move faster, but to play faster. And I think that it's going to be crucial. You can see Serenity, as we talked about, getting a save there, a crucial save nonetheless, although it was small, and now they can push upfield again. So it's all about what team can make the most infield passes to each other, and then what team can capitalize on others' mistakes, use their mechanics to score. Milk trying something there, but gets shot down by Sephi, and plays like that is going to be crucial.
Absolutely, and I see so far, I mean, we've had almost 2 minutes gone in this game so far, and everyone is just playing this grudge midfield battle. There hasn't really been all that much attempts on target. Couple of passing plays here. Serenity puts it in for the first one, and now it is 1-0. That's a great passing play here from on screen. It shows M to Serenity, and yeah, great first goal here. But what I was saying is, until this point, it has been quite the midfield battle.
Yeah, it was indeed. It was indeed until it wasn't anymore. No, but I mean, that shows, you know, we talked about passing plays. Well, I was talking about them at least. And there is another one. Sorry, Serenity. The second goal in a row. I do apologize. I didn't even see it coming. So Breezy getting a bad 50. Sephi now in the middle. Milk tries to touch it, doesn't. And then Serenity, a beautiful shot. Once again, Dutch. What was the common factor between those two goals? Passing plays. The orange side of the Boost Warriors just having those quick passing plays. You know, they're a bit quicker, they're a bit faster, they're a bit looser. And that has caught Boost Warriors off guard. And, you know, that's going to be crucial. Milk here runs with the ball, and that's an open net. That isn't a passing play, that's just an open net, Dutch.
Man, oh man, how easy can it get for you to score a goal? Banana Cat just not getting back in time. Breezy on his butt, but unfortunately
emotional
doesn't
damage.
get back in time, and that is now a 3-0 lead. We went from 0-0 to 3-0 in the matter of 15 seconds. This is some high quality stuff here from Boost Warriors. What kind of response though can we see from Vendetta? I mean, they are Vendetta Esports. They know how this game works. They have experience in the industry, but they're not quite there as Banana Cat gets a lucky goal there from Serenity. Quite the redirect, might I say. But
yeah,
great pressure here from Banana Cat, and now we see a bit of a reaction from Vendetta. Is this the comeback they were looking for, or are we going to see a bit more from the Boost Warriors, taking this further away from them?
Well, very crucial. That would be extremely bad for Serenity. You know, he's going to have a bit of possibly a mental problem. As I say that, he almost scores another goal. Because, you know, having an unlucky redirect like that, it does kill your momentum just a little bit. But this isn't the comeback just yet, Dutch. The reason I say it's not the comeback is I think we need something like this. Sorry, that is exactly what I meant. We need the blue side of Vendetta to score their own goal where there's no one that helps Banana Cat off the wall to Breezy. Breezy with a beautiful shot, open as can be, Dutch. And now I would say it's the comeback. It wasn't the comeback, but it is the comeback now.
Panda, answer me this question. If this game was going to be a goal fest anyway, why did they make us wait 2 minutes? We had 2 minutes of 0-0, just grudge match in the midfield, passing plays, 50-50s, blocks, everything, and then all of a sudden, boom, goal, and now we have 5 goals in the game. It's only 1 apart. Breezy is trying to make it 3-3, and he does with a brilliant aerial play, and now we have 2 minutes left, but it is 3-3.
And Dutch, to answer your question, there's 2 answers. The serious answer is that they were probably just warming up to each other. The joking answer is me wanting to believe that they made a pact not to score for 2 minutes and then wanted to go ham on each other. And Sephi, oh sorry, a crucial mistake there from Breezy. Sephi off the backboard. The orange players aren't there to support. The Boost Warriors can't do anything just yet. But yeah, crucial there for Vendetta, making the 3-3, tying up the game, and that will be extremely good because they now know that they can still challenge this Boost Warriors side, and Vendetta aren't lost. They just needed a bit of time to get back. Banana Cat can't do anything. Milkman has to run back. Banana Cat gets a demo, however, on M. Sorry, I believe I was saying Milk to the wrong person there. And it is crucial. It is crucial for both teams to get those goals, Dutch. But as you said, if it's a goal fest like this, do those goals even matter at the end of the day?
I mean, right now we're back to square one, aren't we? Because it is essentially 0-0 with 1 minute to play. But it has been quite the goal fest, as we said, and right now we see that the Boost Warriors are trying to bring this to a close with one more goal from their side. But if Milk and Co have something to say about it, it's that they want to take this first win. We know it's best of 3, so there's not a lot of room for error here. You lose a game, the other team is on match point, right? So both these guys now throwing everything they have at this game number 1, trying to get a W for their side.
Exactly, and throwing everything you can be lethal, can't it, Dutch? You know, of course, if you're putting everything in, yes, it can pay off. You know, risk has reward. But the problem is, if you're risking so much, you know, you could leave your backline open. Like, that was almost, luckily the ball doesn't go in for the orange side of the Boost Warriors. But I'll tell you what, Vendetta was very close there. But the thing is, you know, they can't take too many risks. The question is, Vendetta didn't take a big enough risk there, and they don't get scored on. They'll be thankful about that. It drops, and it goes to overtime, and now it's risk versus reward, Dutch. Who will put in the most risk, and who will get the reward at the end of this match?
That is the question. It's not just who wants it more, but who has more guts to try and take this win, because we had goalless for 2 minutes, then we had goal fest for 2 minutes, and now we've had goalless again for 1 minute, and it seems to be that everyone is just trying to play a little bit more safe, just making sure that focus on not conceding rather than scoring the goal. But we only need one more here, so it is a very tight match right now. We have no idea which way this is going to go. I thought in the first minute, or first 2 minutes, apologies, that, okay, surely we've got a 3-0 lead, it's going to be easy seeing this out. But no, Vendetta Esports brought this back to a 3-3, which shows their guile and their want to win this first game as well. So it is, I feel we're reverting to a bit of a midfield grudge match again, but let's see who has the more guts. And Serenity shows us exactly who that is, with a brilliant dunk there. Nice infield pass, unfortunately. And Sethi, great pass there to Serenity. Serenity finishes it off, and that is 1-0 to the Boost Warriors.
And that is what we talked about, isn't it? The Boost Warriors, and it's actually extremely ironic, the Boost Warriors taking the lead of this game, and, you know, the other team comes back and they win. That is exactly what happened in the last game, Dutch, if you can't remember. So all I'm saying is, we can't predict these games. There's no way we can predict these games. Both teams played extremely well there, but Vendetta maybe just a bit on the back foot, and the Boost Warriors finding, you know, Serenity. It is extremely interesting to me to see how good Serenity is performing as that first man, you know, as that striker. It's extremely exciting, and I can't wait to see what he does this game, because as you said, Dutch, this is now match point. If Serenity and his team, the Boost Warriors, can win this, they go 2-0. If they don't, Vendetta still have a chance to win. So the Boost Warriors will be extremely desperate to win this, because they need to get on as quickly as possible. And I'll tell you what, that is going to help them. M scores another goal, beautiful batting play. Sefi to M, and a goal in the first minute, Dutch. This is unheard of.
This is very different to the first game. We had goalless for 2 minutes, and now we've only had 7 seconds, and immediately M decides, I want to put this to bed in game 2. I'm not in the mood for game 3. Nice kickoff here again from the Boost Warriors. M just puts it a little bit wide. He could have gone straight for net there. But yeah, it's all guns blazing here from the Boost Warriors in game number 2.
It is indeed. I'll tell you what, the Boost Warriors will be hoping to not only, you know, get this win, but to hopefully get this win easy. You know, they want to get a massive lead where Vendetta can't catch up. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard with plays like that. It does get saved, but that was almost very close there, Dutch. Beautiful demo on the back line, but someone was back for the Boost Warriors side. Vendetta, Banana Cat, as we said, already pressuring, and his mechanics aren't enough just yet. Milk can't do anything either. Boost Warriors kind of a bit of a stalemate here in the middle, but Banana Cat shoots! Oh, and he gets so close. He's definitely not going to be happy about that. He's going to put it into the corner. Can anything happen? No, it can't, Dutch. I think we're back to a midfield battle here.
That, it seems we are. It's not quite the goal fest just yet that we came to expect from game number 1. I know that Vendetta are going to give everything they can in this game, because they need a point on the board if they want to try and make it to game number 3 here. But Serenity dangling in the air. Milk takes it low, slots it straight in, and now we have a 1-1. which is exactly what we had with 2 minutes from time in game number 1. This is a great patient play from Milk, waiting for Serenity to be out of reach and slotting that low and hard into the net. Great play here, and now we're back to 1-1, which from the neutral standpoint is exactly what we wanted.
Exactly, it is indeed exactly what we wanted. But I'll tell you what, Serenity looking like he wants a bit more. He did, but couldn't get it as of yet. But I'll tell you this, Dutch. I'll tell you this. Patience is key. You know, I know a lot of people have said that to me when I'm playing ones, because I tend to get a bit angry when I play ones. But you know, these teams having patience that they can score another goal is key. You know, that they can take the lead, or that they can tie it up. That's the key. They need to not only believe in themselves, but have the patience to give themselves time to score another goal. But saying that, they can't give themselves too much time, because if they do that, the game will be over and they would have lost.
That is an unfortunate save from Sethi. The shot was on target from Serenity, and it seems like that Vendetta Esports got away with one there. But so far, it's been a brilliant showing. We've had so many goals in game number 1. It's a bit more composed in game number 2. Everyone's just trying to take it down a notch and say, right, we're going to do what we know. Not quite just throwing the ball at anything and see what sticks. So right now, this is a great neutral game. Serenity with a brilliant ceiling shot. They're just off target. And now Banana Cat and Co have a chance to bring this out of their half, which for most of this game, besides their goal, I haven't seen much. It has mostly been pressure from the Boost Warriors. And now it is, I feel like it's time for Vendettas to start showing their dominance and their prowess in the game.
It is indeed time. And the thing is, you know, Vendetta will be trying to fill out the whole time, but the problem is, the Boost Warriors side, they're so consistent. You know, they're constantly able to keep that ball in the blue half. Even when it's not on the blue half, it isn't necessarily that the Boost Warriors are in defense. You know, you can see M here. He's going to pass it to Serenity. Serenity is going to try his best. He does get 50, but the crucial thing is now, the orange side's already rotated back. The Boost Warriors have enough players back to put it back into mid-play, and that's the crucial thing. Vendetta, we've seen, have been having to, you know, commit maybe a bit too fast, maybe a bit too early. Whereas it seems like the Boost Warriors side able to play a much more composed and slow game. As I said, that however, Serenity actually getting bumped by his own teammate, but they probably won't be able to focus on that for too long, because the Vendetta is still in their half, or at least for now.
Panda, I don't know about you, but I'm getting OG, Limitless, and Orlando Pirates vibes here. I still can't tell you who's the better team. I know that Boost Warriors won the first game with an overtime goal, but it could have gone the other way. And right now, it is still a stalemate once again. So, like I said, I'm getting those, you know, this OG RLCS vibes here from you could call Limitless Orlando Pirates, or you could call Nix WRG. You know, it's that kind of like, we know they're both good, but we don't know which one's better just yet.
And, well, I'll tell you what, is it... Oh, I don't necessarily think, that one is better. I think that if we get a goal here, it might be out of mistake or out of pure luck, because honestly, these two teams, they're so close, they aren't going to outclass. That's not going to happen. You know, the Six-Man Cup has been made, Dutch, that, you know, no one team can outclass the other one. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think there needs to be one that's better than the other. I think it's just the one who gets the more goals than the other. M here does have boost in there. He's going to be challenged by Milk. Milk gets a decent 50, but it will be followed by Serenity. Serenity, crucial player in that front field. Dutch, we're going to head to overtime. Well, maybe, hopefully we can see another overtime. We all love overtime, don't we? Dutch, predictions for overtime, what do you think is going to happen?
We do indeed love our overtime, Panda, and I'm hoping that Vendetta Esports bring this back and take that overtime goal just like their opponents, the Boost Warriors, did in game number 1. Reason being only because I want content, and I want game number 3, which we get with Banana Cat getting that certainly a kickoff goal. Breezy with a brilliant 50 against Sethi, and Banana Cat instantly in the air, ready to slot that home. And now we've got game 3 on our hands. Panda, this is the scenario that I was hoping for.
It is indeed, and I do have to say, Dutch, you know, you get the commentator's curse. I think you have what we call the commentator's blessing. You blessed them to come back, and they did come back, indeed. Yeah, this is what we want. The question now is, can the Boost Warriors come back? Can they get over that loss? Or is Vendetta now on such a roll that they'll be able to take an early lead, or even a late lead, and win with it? This is going to be the crucial part, Dutch.
Look,
We
Panda,
all want a game free, but no one wants to deal with the stress that comes with a game free.
100%. I mean, the stress levels in this game right now must be extremely high for some of these players. I mean, yes, some of them have experience in the likes of RLCS, the likes of VS, the likes of HGL games, but some of them don't. That's the whole nice thing about Six Mans, which you pointed out in the previous game, is that the rank levels or the ability levels of these players should be basically the same between the two teams. However, this game is now going to be about perseverance. It's going to be about confidence. It's going to be about cohesion. You know, those parts of Rocket League that don't get talked about too much when you're trying to play ranked with a buddy. Those are the things that are going to come into play right now.
And a big thing like game fatigue as well, Dutch. You know, of course, it is only a maximum of 3 games. But the thing is, if you're mentally stressing yourself out constantly playing this game, you know, it's like you're running, but you're running at full speed for 5 minutes. It might not be a marathon's distance, but you're still as tired as you just did a marathon. Why? Because you're still putting all the stress, but just in a short burst. And, you know, anything, as you said, can happen. Whether it's game fatigue, whether it's mental fatigue, whether, you know, the players make a few mistakes, anything can happen. Or whether it's just pure luck, anything can happen. And both of these sides will be hoping, you know, to be as consistent as they can, to not make mistakes, but rather let the goals come down to pure skill and maybe a slight bit, tiny hint of luck. But they don't like talking about luck, do we? But no, here goes Milk. So this is what we're talking about. Milk gets so close, yet so far. Breezy now going for the shot. Nothing on target yet. Banana Cat staying there. And I'll tell you what, Dutch, moving off topic for a slight bit here, Vendetta looking a lot more aggressive than they have in the previous 2 games. Looking a lot more offensive and looking a lot more confident on their offense as well.
Look, I think that overtime goal in game number 2 gave them that little bit of confidence that they were lacking in game number 1 and throughout game number 2. But now, both these teams have that winning taste in their mouth, and they want more. With Seppi slotting it past Breezy and past Milk, no one could get there in time. He puts it off the backboard, follows up his own pass, and that is a great first goal for game number 3. But Vendetta do know they have just under 3 minutes to bring this back.
And Dutch, that was crucial. Banana Cat on the backboard, either slightly missing it or getting a touch that wasn't hard enough, and gives it down to Seppi. Seppi capitalizing instantly, you know, like we expect him to do at this level, and he's able to score a lot of demos here. Sorry, a lot of demos happening. And, you know, that shows Dutch. Slight mistake or a slight, you know, misplay, and anything can happen, and anything did happen. Breezy puts it back, but Serenity will be there to catch.
Been a brilliant mechanical showing, especially from Serenity. In my book, he is the man of the series, with some amazing plays and some great setup for goals and goals himself as well. I think that he's been the star man for the Boost Warriors. But Vendetta, they have this team element about them. I feel like they have more cohesion between the players. It might not always work out, but every time we see them on the ball, they're playing off each other rather than playing solo games in a 3v3 setup. Which is what we love to see. Even though they're not a team, they're playing like a team. The only thing they need now is a goal.
The only thing they need now is a goal indeed. And sorry, Emma here, he's going to get an open net. Look at this very quickly. Just look at the replay. I know people like skipping replays. Banana Cat doesn't get the touch. His teammates aren't there. What happens? They get scored on. Touch. I think that is what you call capitalization 101. No, not capitalization as in you're putting caps on your keyboard. Capitalization as in you're capitalizing on someone else's mistakes. And I think, I know a 2-0 lead isn't a lot, but having a 2-0 deficit for Vendetta in the way that they have it, it's going to be soul-crushing, isn't it, Dutch?
Look, Vendetta just need to remember what happened in game number 1. They brought it back from 3 goals down. Can they do the same here with only 2? Perhaps 3. Serenity puts it off the backboard. M is nice and confident and waiting in the midfield. Now he doesn't have boost, unfortunately. But I mean, the positioning that we've seen so far from the Boost Warriors, that has been key for me. Is that these guys are calm and collected when they have possession, and when they don't, they know how to rotate. it looks like we're watching some RLCS teams right now, but these are just merely six-man players. So it is absolutely amazing to see how a community can come together here. Now Vendetta, no, they've got only 45 seconds to try and bring this back with 2 goals. It doesn't look very likely at the moment, but we know we can rely on the mechanics of the likes of Breezy and Milk. But is that going to be enough?
Indeed, the question is, will it be enough? I can't answer that, Dutch. I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm not playing, and I can't answer that. But the question now is, 30 seconds remaining. Vendetta need a goal here. They need at least 1 goal! And M says he's not going to give Vendetta a goal. He's going to take another one himself. Look at this. Seffi bounces it off the backboard. And M, none of the Vendetta team can stop that ball, Dutch. And that's a 3-0 lead. And surely the thought has to go through your mind now, Dutch, that 21 seconds remaining, 3 goals down. It has to start becoming unlikely here for Vendetta to come back.
It is, unfortunately, in my mind, a little too late for them to try and make a comeback here. Sadly, putting the final nail in the coffin with that 4th goal. Only 10 seconds left. I don't see a way back here, but what a display from the Boost Warriors in this series. They took game number 1. They didn't take game number 2, but it was very narrow, and now they're just dominating in game number 3. What a series put on by them.
They are indeed, and I think the Boost Warriors side, you know, showing that
emotional damage.
They're definitely going to be looking to tear down your defenses as we end the game here. The Boost Warriors, they dominated that game through and through, and I think at the end of the day, Serenity, a big player in that game, but I mean the whole team.
Hello,
big
motherfucker.
players. But I do have to say, Dutch, my only conclusion from that game is that I think it could have gone either way. Vendetta may be struggling with a bit of, it could be fatigue, it could be their mentality just not being quite right. But I think they were struggling just a bit in terms of not completely playing the way they wanted to.
No, it was definitely a better showing from the Boost Warriors. We were still very in 2 minds in game number 2 when Breezy and Co took that game and brought us to a third game in the series. But yeah, Boost Warriors showed what they were all about from game 1. They kind of slowed down a little bit maybe in game number 2, but then they just showed us all that they were the better team in the series. And what a display there in game number 3 with a 4-0 lead. I mean, you don't see that very often in these high-level matchups. So kudos to them, well played to them. They go up to round number 3. And speaking of round 3, Productive Panda, after the short break that we'll take in a few seconds, it looks like we might have Bozo Esports versus Kitty Floss Rocketeers. No.
What's the name? Bozo Esports. I've heard of a lot of names. Bozo Esports definitely isn't one. Yeah, it's going to be a short back. It's going to be a short break. It's not a short back. It's going to be a short break, but I can't wait to come back, Dutch, and commentate the rest, hopefully.
100%. So when we come back, we will give Productive Panda a little break on his vocal cords. We'll have Olympic and the Bromeo back for you live with upper bracket round 3. For now, we're just going to take a few minutes just to drink some water, take a little break, and then we'll be back with you shortly. Don't go anywhere.
full of rage. Life's a test, you gotta watch what you say. Golden age, stress, we're full of rage.
Ooh, daddy.
Enjoy it while I can. Best times to come. Enjoy it while I can. I wish I could go back round in time and repeat my life again. Too many times, but only for the fun of it. Cause where I am is all good. Still, I know I should make more effort every day. But I would if I wasn't overthinking about the universe beginning. Blood from gold digging should probably go gymming. Stuck at sea, no swimming. Waiting for the inkling in my skin. Metamorphosis begin. Body free to the chin.
And it looks like we are back following the conclusion of upper bracket round 2. We saw a bunch of one-sided victories, but some also pretty close results. The Kitty Floss Rocketeers, the Panda City Mavericks, that game went to 2-1. Olympic, are there any games that you had a look at and you said that was pretty tight or it could have been closer? What do you think? Take us through some of them.
Well, of course, the last game that I just missed, unfortunately, was a very close game. The Boost Warriors did take that through. Another one, Team Oreo beating some dudes 2-1. I wouldn't call that an upset. A very close game. Those two teams are very well matched. And second, third, and fourth killer having to forfeit out of this tournament, unfortunately. Yeah. And everything else, Kitty Floss beating Panda City Mavericks 2-1. And everything else being what you'd call sweeps, but it's a best of 3. So, yeah.
All right, cool. We've seen quite a few teams here today, quite a few interesting names as well, and I've been loving every second of this. I love to see this kind of Rocket League, and I love to see that there's been this many teams showing up for a community tournament. It's honestly brilliant to see.
100%. The community really is getting itself together here with 56 viewers on the stream watching concurrently right now. And the tournament seems to be going well. I don't know how the players are finding it, if the admins are finding it quite difficult right now. There is a lot of work to be done in the background, and we have to thank them, of course. But everything seems to be going well, apart from my side with the few technical difficulties, should we say. But I'm here, I'm ready to cast with you finally. And yeah, I can't wait.
Man, it's good to have you finally here, man. It's been a rough road, but it looks like we are going into the upper bracket round 3 right now. And we are seeing 4 games played now. The Cryptic Esports versus Team Oreo, Exhaust Esports versus the Boost Warriors, Choco Maguez versus Team Dynasty, and the game that we will be casting, Kitty Floss Rocketeers and Bozo Esports. Now, you've got Liquipedia up. Who's in these teams, and what can we expect from this next game?
So these teams, Bozo Esports is Coffee, Pine, and KV, with Kitty Floss Rocketeers having Jerome Moment, Jezza, and Palkia. As we know, Coffee, very good player, seen him in 6-mans a lot. He loves to talk. Jerome Moment actually been an RLCS professional, playing at the highest level with Ramranch, playing against some of these big teams. And then I haven't quite heard of Pine or Jezza. Quite new to me. With KV, I've heard of that here and there in the 6-man server, and Palkia being an OG of this community. Is going to be a very good game for us.
So your thoughts on the coming up, if you had to make a call on it?
I would have to say Kitty Floss Rocketeers, just because they've got that experience of Jerome Moment. Hopefully he is not playing on 20 FPS when he normally does in 6-mans. But I do believe they're going to take it. It could be a close game, but let's just see how it plays out. I don't want to make any too many bold predictions here.
So it looks like I am rooting for Bozo Esports then. It looks like the teams are readying up. So you guys are in for a treat. We're about to kick off Bozo Esports Kitty Floss, and I don't know who to call it. I think this is going to be fantastic.
I am mistaken, by the way. Jerome Moment isn't the RLCS player, so that is my mistake. But here we are into the game. Great kickoff from both teams. Jerome getting the ball, trying to look for an attack, but Coffee cuts it off, and that looks like it's going to be a quick goal for the blue team here. 7 seconds gone. Coffee getting a great 50 onto Jerome and putting it straight into the net.
That's an absolute Bozo goal. And it's exactly what the Bozos were wanting. Straight off the bat, 6-7 seconds into the game. That is the perfect start. With a KVS with a very, very good kickoff. Coffee in the air to see it, but it's already onto the blue net. Jezza trying to play it down, but nobody there to send it in. KV with some aerial trickery, but Palkia's there to stop it. I see we're going to be some back and forth for the beginning. Great backflip goal by Palkia, though, drawing it level. 28 seconds into the game. It looks like we're in for a cracker here, Ali.
Oh, 100%. 2 goals in 28 seconds. I've seen in all of these first games of every match we've had that it is going to be a bit of a slugfest. Both teams feeling each other out and taking their adaptations and changes into the next game. But I can't wait to see what both teams can do here. Looking to try and find another goal from the orange team. Palkia back in the corner, bangs it back high up into the blue half. Pine managed to meet him, but both miss. Ball falls out to Jezza, puts a shot on, but blocked perfectly by the blue team. This is some great Rocket League here by both teams.
Absolutely agree with you there, Ali. Right now, it's back and forth just the way we like it. Both teams trying to assert dominance on this game. And right now, it is anyone's game. KVS on the wall, trying to play it across, but Palkia is there, beats one. Couldn't beat Jezza, though. Palkia plays it in off the backboard. Can they play it back in? Very, very close, though. The pressure is on both sides, and it is looking good. They just need to string a few passes together, both sides, but the overall quality of this game is looking great, Ollie.
100%. The orange team currently has a lot of the possession and boost deals here. You can see Jerome taking the boost from one of the blue players, and as you see, it's just like giving them so much space. But as we talk, Coffee's on the ball here, flips it onto the backboard, but Jerome manages to clear the ball away to safety, trying to follow this ball up. Pine misses the ball. It's an open net for Jerome, puts it onto the backboard, but KV is able to get this clear to his own corner. Jezza with the demo. Coffee over Palkia, has a shot here on net. Can he 50 it into the net? No. Great double save here from the orange side.
This is absolutely brilliant Rocket League at the moment. It's basically going to go down to who makes the first mistake. The rotations are good, the clears are good, and the saves are good. So it is very, very tight at this moment. I don't know who to call it, but we've still got half a game to go, and Palkia is good with the clear. They're launching an attack. Jerome's in the air, but KVS is there. Makes it very, very decent stop. Coffee playing it forward for the Bozos. It bounces off, but it is still anyone's game. Nobody applying definitive pressure yet. No pressure being played on the goals. Apart from those first two, the opening goal from each side, we haven't seen some dominant pressure exerted yet. As I say that, KVS plays a shot in. Desperate defense from the Kitty Floss Rocketeers. And as it's end to end at this point, Ollie.
As you say, 3 minutes about to go by here, and the first two goals were in the first 30 seconds. It just seems to be gridlocked at the moment, and who's going to make the fewest amount of mistakes. But as you see, Coffee on the ball here in the air, tries to pass it down to his teammate Pine. Great 50 from Palkia, put into the goal of what you call a blue team. Jerome up into the air, puts a shot down on net, missed wide. Pine managing to clear this out. Palkia controlling the ball, bounces off the corner. KV meets Jerome, great 50 into the air. Can Jezza put a shot on target? No, he cannot. He is blocked by Coffee. But Orange team seem to have an unrelenting amount of pressure here. Jerome putting another shot on net. KV putting it to his corner. This pressure from the Orange team is absolutely immense. And it's just insane what this Orange team is doing with the pressure. Unfortunate that they can't put a shot on target. But Blue team is managing to keep this out of their net for now.
It is absolutely wild there, Ollie. The Bozos have been spending so much time in their goal. It looks like Coffee set up a bed there. As I say that, shot played in, but Palkia is there with an easy save. Jezza now on attack, beats Coffee. Jerome's got it in the air, but lovely play by Payne. Coffee plays it wide, but Palkia is there. This is some definitive pressure being applied by Kitty Floss Rocketeers.
Oh, 100%.
I would be willing to bet money that this next goal is going to be orange unless the Bozos pull something out of a hat here.
Oh, 100%. I believe this next goal is going to be the game winner unless it goes to overtime. They're going to have a reset, going to have a kickoff, and anything can happen. But this pressure from the Kitty Floss Warriors is unrelenting. Jezza on the ball, controlling it back to his own corner, taking a breather, doesn't see anyone's on. He's got the full boost, tries to pass the middle, but a great cutoff from Coffee, trying to put some pressure on for Team Bozo. And it's just a back and forth game. I don't know if I'm watching Rock League or if I'm watching a great game of tennis here.
A great game of tennis, Ollie. It looks like, unless this goes in, and as it does, Jerome steals this match right from under Bozo Esports' nose. They've got 1 second, but I don't think it's enough. And I think we are going to see Kitty Floss Rocketeers taking game 1.
Oh, 100%. You can basically call me the messiah of commentating, calling the next goal is going to be a game winner, and it works out for Kitty Floss Warriors here. Jerome, Palkia, and Jezza taking game 1, looking to take the second and close the series out. But honestly, these two teams are very well matched, but the pressure from Kitty Floss is just too immense for Bozo Esports.
I do think that Kitty Floss had Bozo on their goal line for lengthy periods of that game. And if you look at the shot differential, there were 7 shots on goal by Kitty Floss. down to Bozo's 5. And that doesn't tell the whole story. I wish we had access to some possession stats because I believe that is where Kitty Floss won game 1. Now, Ollie, what do you think Bozo need to do to maybe turn things around and bring it back in game 2?
I've seen this before in RLCS. The pressure getting to teams, and the most like efficient way to get out of this, out of your own half, apply some physical force, look for some bumps, look for some demos, open up the field of play, and just try and take it a physical game into your own hands. Get those bumps, get those demos, make them so uncomfortable, and you can try and win this game.
100% there, Ali, and it looks like we are heading into game number 2. Bozo Esports with everything to play for right now. It is do or die. It is still best of 3, so if they lose this next game, they are down to the lower bracket. Whereas Kitty Floss Rocketeers just needs one more win, and they are through to day 2. So, Ali, how are we going to call this? Are we going to see more from Kitty Floss Esports, or do we think that Bozo Esports is going to come back and bring it to game 3?
I believe Bozo Esports is going to take this to game 3, but can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Palkia is using that hotshot? He's been using it for years and he hasn't wavered. He hasn't gone to the French meta of a Fennec or stuck to the click of the Octane. He's running his own car, and to me, it looks beautiful. And he really is rocking that bowler hat with the South African flag, flying it high.
I've got to say, if you can play decent Rocket League with a topper on, then you are truly good at the game.
Oh, 100%.
Jerome playing it back towards the Bozo net. It's a little bit static, and this is where Kitty Floss can apply some pressure. As I say, that shot by Jezza going a little bit high.
It's an open net for blue team, and Coffee slots it away. Great pass by KV, noticing that all players are pushed up a bit too high here. Jerome turning the wrong way, and Coffee, easy as day, slots it in bottom left corner. 1-0 to Kitty Floss with 3 minutes 51 seconds left on the clock.
Absolutely wild. It looked like it was all going in Kitty Floss's direction, and then one mistake brought her through. Could this be a second goal by KVZ? No, it is not. Palkia with a good cover beats one, but it's still all pressure at the moment, and they need to get this out of the orange half. Kitty Floss are now under pressure, having conceded a goal, but they are camping on their goal right now. Jezza gets demoed by KVS. Payne playing it back in, gonna try and beat one. Plays against the backboard. Can he dunk him, though? No, he cannot. Backboard again. Backflip. Oh, my gosh. Fantastic pass. Fantastic goal by KVZ. And Bozo are bringing this around.
Something has happened on the side of on Bozo Esports, I apologize, and they've just turned up the flame. KV is in the kitchen right now, and he is cooking up a storm. But here comes the kickoff. Great kickoff from KV, put into the back right corner of Kitty Floss. Jerome trying to take it to the backboard, cleared by Pine. Palkia up to meet KV, puts it onto the backboard again. Can Coffee clear this? No, he cannot. Jezza puts it onto the backboard again. Can Bozo Esports clear this? They make a valiant attempt, pops it over Jerome. Jerome can't get to this. Coffee puts it high, and all the pressure right now is on Kitty Floss.
This is absolutely fantastic Rocket League at this point. And Kitty Floss is under some pressure as it hits their backboard once again. Slight mistake here can cost them a third goal. But it looks like the pressure is relieved just for the moment as they play it back into the Bozo half. But this game is still not even halfway through and is full of drama. Looks like Bozo's going to play another one in with the demo. KVZ plays it against the wall. Can he play it through? Payne scores another goal, and it is now 3-0 to Bozo Esports. Completely different team that we are seeing here in Game 2. And Ollie, what do you think? This is absolutely wild. It's an absolutely dominant display by Bozo. What do you think Kitty Floss can do to possibly stop this onslaught?
They just need to take a breather right now. Like, they've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to try and get a goal back here. But it seems like, Bozo Esports has all the pressure. And this game takes them to day 2, to the Swiss to qualify for day 3. So there's some big money here on the line, but Palkia trying to get his team back into the fray here. They have to remember, if Bozo Esports win this, it is going to a final game 3 where winner takes all.
Ollie, I am hoping it goes to game 3. This matchup deserves it. At this point, we are seeing from Bozo what we didn't see in the first game, but they are playing very, very well on defense. No pressure. As I say that, Palkia scores. Commentator Curse hits me hard there, Ollie. The score is now 3-1. They've still got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. They are 2 goals down. They need to be more aggressive. They need to bring more of this, Ollie.
Yeah, 100%. 1 minute 40. This game is still in anyone's favor, but these kickoffs need to be going the way of Kitty Floss. Puts it off their own backboard. Jezza trying to follow his own touch, but Pine is keeping the pressure on. Great bump by Coffee. Can Pine put into the midfield? No. Blocked by one of the Kitty Floss players, and the ball falls out. Jerome trying to put some pressure, but this Bozo Esports team is playing around with Kitty Floss. And another goal from KV. Polkia seemed a bit awkward there on his backboard, and he took the opportunity to score their 4th goal here with 1 minute 16 left on the clock. What do you think the team can do here to retaliate against Bozo?
I've got to say that was just a little lapse in concentration. Jezza made the mistake and KV made him pay for it. Jerome playing it against the backboard. Can he follow it up with a decent double? No, he can't, but it is still pressure in the Bozo half. Palkia plays a shot in and he gets it!
Ooh.
Score is now 4-2. It is still anyone's game.
Yeah, what a great shot by Palkia right now. Carrying his team, 2 shots, 2 saves, and 2 goals with 1 minute left on the clock. What you call it, Kitty Floss really need to be playing a bit higher up if they want to take this game. They've got 1 minute left, they can do it. But these kickoffs from Bozo are just destroying Kitty Floss's momentum.
These kickoffs are definitely strong indeed. Coffee with the play in though. Almost beats on the corner. This is a little bit wild. Can Bozo, with the momentum that they have gained from the beginning, carry them through until the end? There's still 40 seconds left. It's still very much in favor of Bozo, but Kitty Floss has brought some back. And wow, Bozo's looking a little bit shooketh as Jerome plays it in for goal number 3 for Kitty Floss, bringing it in within scoring distance of 1 goal. This is now anyone's game.
Oh, easily. 30 seconds left, 1 goal. The teams are going to be feeling it here. They need that 1 goal to take it to overtime or take the game before overtime. And they had a 4-2 lead here, and they just seem to be losing their concentration, double committing, Coffee putting the ball off his backboard, and it's just like, I have no idea who's going to win this right now. It's insane.
Almost, it was almost tie scores there. 13 seconds to go. Bozo just needs to keep it on the floor, keep it in possession, not give it away, but it seems like they're going for more goals. As I say that, Coffee makes the shot and brings this game's result into absolutely no doubt whatsoever. Kitty Floss is not coming back from this, and it really, really does look like Bozo is going to take game number 2 and take us into game number 3.
That was a really unfortunate touch there from Jezza, trying to keep the ball close, but it just bounces off his car, straight to Coffee, and like the Undertaker, killing this game off and taking it to game 3.
It's been an absolutely fantastic game so far, a tale of 2 games. And as we say that, he almost plays it in the corner, but Bozo Esports coming out as game 2 winner. This means we go to game 3, and we see what happens. Kitty Floss was the dominant force in game number 1. Bozo undoubtedly the stronger in game number 2. So now, Ollie, it looks like we've got a decider. Game number 3, and it's anyone's game.
Oh, yeah. I do believe if Bozo Esports do win this 3rd game, I'm calling rig just because Coffee is the admin of 6-mans. It's easily rigged. He's done something. He's paid off these players. He has said, if you guys let us win, I will lift you up 1 rank in 6-mans. And they're just throwing at this point. But no, honestly, this is a great game to watch for us casters, for people watching at home. But I do believe this is going to be a bit of a squeaky bum time for the players. 5 minutes decides whether they qualify or if they fall down to the lower bracket.
As you say that, Jezza pumps one into the back of the net. It's like he heard what you were saying, and he was like, no, I am not corrupted by no six-man's admin. I am going to score and prove you wrong. The game is now 1-0 to Kitty Floss, and there's only 10 seconds gone, Ollie.
Oh yeah, Jezza definitely listening in on us right now, and he's like, there's no pressure, but as I say that, a mistake, and Coffee being able to score for his team here. Jerome trying to pass out a soft pass, and Coffee just managed to intercept this ball. I don't know if I've got the commentator's curse or the commentator's blessing, but it's just a great game here.
Coffee was like, I am the admin here. Payne playing it back into the middle. Unfortunate whiff though. Pressure on the Bozo goal, and it looks like it might go in, but an amazing save by Coffee. It is pressure on the Bozo net right now, but Payne with a clear that couldn't come sooner. KV playing it into the corner, try and play a pass. Whip by one, whip by two. Ooh. But Jezza proving the decider and scooting that away from the goal. Palkia plays it out, but looks like Bozos are safe on defense for now. Payne with the clear. Back to Jerome though, keeping the pressure on. But Coffee playing it into the middle. Brilliant pass to KV. But Palkia should have this covered though. Payne playing it back into the middle. It's a tale of two halves at this point. 1-1. 4 minutes to go. It is absolutely wild.
Only 1 minute gone, and we've had so much entertainment. 1 goal apiece. Palkia trying to meet it off the backboard. Jerome, 52 players. Ball flies off of Jazz's car here. Puts it into the half of Bozo Esports. Can Pine clear this ball? Yes, he can. Palkia gonna try and control this. Passes out to KV. Can he get a shot? Great block by Palkia after his own mistake. Demo here from KV. Looks like it's going on target, but no, Palkia putting in the work in his own defensive half. But Jerome taking up the other end. Can they get a good counterattack? Pass to Palkia, and that is a great team play. Put it into the bottom right corner after about 1 minute and 40 seconds gone. Jerome putting it over KV, slotting it down to Palkia. And that is just route one. That is insane.
Jerome absolutely diming Palkia from the ceiling. If this is what we're going to witness, as I say that was almost a kickoff goal. Jezza playing it back in. Palkia with the lovely backflip. Was it a fake? Yes, it was. Jerome playing it wide. This is a little bit wild at this point. And playing it in. Coffee. Brilliant save by Palkia though. Goals open on the other side. Palkia just needs to get the shot off. Plays it off. Jerome gets a touch though. Jezza's going to play it into the back of the net. And it looks like Kitty Floss is pulling away. Scores now 3-1. And
no matter which way this game goes, Palkia, I feel like, deserves my MVP vote. He's been insane in the defense. He's been scoring these clutch goals, passing to his teammates. He's been the all-around best player on this pitch.
We've still got 3 minutes to decide that, but I do think you are right. He has been having an incredibly strong showing today, and Bozo's definitely going to have to put some work in if they want to prove that admins are power.
I don't think they were able to bribe Kitty Floss Esports hard enough, but KV here with a shot on net. Palkia tries to save it, but it deflects off the front of his car and into the bottom corner. I don't know what Coffee is doing here, but someone check his PC, check his Discord DMs. This game is entertaining. Half of the game gone, 1 goal within the 2 teams, and this one's a screamer.
This is absolutely wild, and this is exactly what we wanted from a Game 3. KV playing it up into the air. Is he going to dribble into the back of the goal? Jerome with the clutch save. Would have been a certain goal. Payne playing it back in, but it looks like they're good on defense. Coffee applying some pressure, but Palkia's going to clear this. Nobody there down to receive the pass. Hands it back off to Bozo, but Palkia decides, no, you must get demoed. And returns the pressure back onto Bozo Esports. It's a little bit messy at the moment. There's a couple of whiffs, a couple of explosions. Nothing definite at the moment. Jerome's the last man back. Just needs to play off a decent pass. Coffee off the backboard. And this is absolutely nuts at this point in time. I cannot call this. It is absolutely stuck in the midfield. No shots being played at this point in time. Coffee passing it off to Jezza though. Jezza's going to try something. Can he pass it off? Yes, he can. But cleared by Coffee, Ali.
This is honestly one of the best series we've had so far. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Palkia looking to put it on target, misses. Great block there by Pine, and it's just going one way and then the other. We have no idea who's going to win this. Some great playing from both teams, and I really do hope this goes to overtime for our sake, just for entertainment purposes. But here we go, Jerome on the backboard, carrying the ball into his corner. KV popping it up for his teammate Pine, over one onto the backboard. Can Palkia save this? Yes, he can. Puts it out of harm's way, and now it's back into the half of Bozo Esports. Puts it around one. KV following his own touch, tries to pass it to Coffee. Coffee controls out the wall. Not a lot of boost here. 50s Palkia into the corner, off the backboard. Can KV shoot? Yes, he can. Puts it into the top right corner. 44 seconds left, and it's a tied game.
Absolutely brilliant goal. Brilliant pass by KV. KV finishing it up in style. Score is 3-all, 44 seconds to go. And it looks like we might be heading for an overtime unless somebody ramps it up. The pressure is already immense. I'm sure they're feeling on the field. We're feeling it here in the casting booth. It is absolutely nuts.
I might lose my voice due to the series just because of how much high stakes there are. Palkia putting it off the backboard. Unfortunate there. Gets a good demo on Coffee. Jerome tries to shoot on, but another backboard hit. Palkia 50s it onto the backboard. Can he find a demo or something? Pine misses the ball. Players scrambling on their own defensive line. Jazza's up, puts it off the backboard. Nothing comes to fruition for Kitty Floss. The pressure is insane. 10 seconds left before it goes to overtime. Another touch by Jazza, putting it into the goal line of Bozo Esports, and Coffee manages to clear the ball, tries to must it away. Ball hasn't hit the floor yet. 0 seconds have gone. KV puts it back in. Can they keep it up? No. Jezza drops it, and here comes OT for game 3.
It looked like Bozo had no boost for at least 30 seconds of that that match. And it looks like it's going to be an easy one here. Fantastic save by Jezza. They're copy playing it in. Palkia playing it off the backboard. That was get out of jail right there. Playing it straight back. Playing it right back into the Bozo half. But it is riveting stuff at the moment, Ollie.
That was a game-saving save. And Palkia going the other way. Looks for a bump. Pine clears it to his corner. Whichever team makes the mistake here loses the game, and it's as easy as that. Palkia put it onto the backboard. Can Pine clear this? Soft clear, but Coffee gets the demo, alleviates pressure for his team. Jezza onto the backboard. Can they scramble back into defense? Yes, they can. Jerome back into the corner. This pressure is immense from Kitty Floss Esports. They are doing insane. Palkia back pass to Jezza. Follows his own touch onto the backboard over a blue player. Palkia up high onto the backboard again. None of the blue players are up. Jerome off the crossbar. This just doesn't seem to go in for Kitty Floss Esports. Can Bozo clear this? KV jumps over one, still control the ball, but Jezza bumps him. Pine puts him to the corner. Palkia is able to be there. Lots of boots to try and get this away. This is just some riveting gameplay. I don't know who's going to score next.
I can't tell you either there, Ali, but all I know is Coffee plays it in. And Payne is up there to play the shot through, but Jerome's there to catch. It's anyone's game still, 1 minute through. Overtime, 1.5 minutes, and he plays it off the crossbar. Payne there though. Bozo almost went down to the lower bracket, but a double commit on defense there. Will this prove costly? But no, Payne is there, beats one. Coffee there to recover though. KV playing it through the middle. Payne there close in support though. Bozo's still in possession. It is absolutely crazy at this point. It is back and forth. Coffee on defense. Palkia, last man back. If they can play off a shot now, it's going to be dangerous. And as I say that, KV scores. Bozo is today's winner.
What you call it, Kitty Floss are going to be kicking themselves with all these crossbar hits and post hits, having 15 shots to Bozo's 10. Pine not even putting a shot on target. He's just been there, being aggressive, and he's been giving his teammates the ball and just being like, you know what, I'll sit back. I'll let you guys do the work. And KV has said, you know what, let me take this into my own hands. 5 shots, 3 goals, and Kitty Floss down to the lower brackets.
Absolutely magnificent.
Emotional damage.
This was a nail biter through and through, and I'm really glad we got to watch this game. Bozo coming out, deserved winners of this game. They have qualified for day 2. and it is Kitty Floss Rocketeers going to fight further in the lower bracket. Ollie, my voice might go. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
absolutely wild.
We've still got one more series each to cast, and if my voice doesn't go then, it's going to go sometime this weekend. Because these games are just 100% entertaining, and these teams played insane. Congrats to Bozo for making it through to day 2, and unfortunate to Kitty Floss Esports for dropping down to that lower bracket, but they've still got one more chance.
So it looks like we are done with upper bracket round 3 with Team Oreo taking a win over Cryptic Esports 2-0, Boost Warriors taking a 2-0 win over Exhaust Esports, and Choco Merguez taking a 2-0 win over Team Dynasty. It looks like the game we just watched, Kitty Floss Bozo, was the only game that went to game 3. So it looks like Day 2 upper bracket is going to be wild, but I tell you what, Ollie, it looks like we are in for some further action as we trip down to the lower bracket to see the drama there. But we'll see all of this shortly as we just take a little break to get our voices working again. Chat, we'll see you all shortly, and it's gonna be wild.
All right, let me tell you. I suck balls.
Ooh, daddy.
Pick myself up and try again. I will never become a shadow. My will is larger than life, and all subtleties aside, I'll never become a shadow. I'll never become a shadow.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome back to the Dutch ZA stream. But more than that, welcome to Six Man's Pub. I am here, as always, with a good friend, Mr. Olympic. Olympic, how are you doing? You got some water after that very
Yeah.
intense last round?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can finally cast now. I hope that game was great. I can now do it with you. And I hope we have a banging series here coming up. I know you've got a little bit of biasy towards one of the teams.
You think? Yeah, I would think I have a small bit of bias. No, but in all honesty, the next games, we should probably announce the next games, the On Another Level, that's extremely hard to read, isn't it? Versus the Pandacity Mavericks. Yeah, you know, I think it's gonna be a good game. Of course, we are in lower bracket 2, which means that this is crucial. You know, both teams are gonna be desperate to get through because this is kind of their last chance. Ollie, how do you think they're gonna approach this?
Honestly, they're gonna have to take it one game at a time, and I heard you say Pandacity Mavericks. I'm pretty sure it's Panda City, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll stick with what you think. We'll stick with Panda City. But how do you think the teams are going to approach this? You know, it is kind of a last shot type of thing. This is kind of their last shot to really, you know, get into the next round. What do you think their mentality is going to be like, and what do you think they're going to be thinking of?
They do know they've got only one life left. It's a best of 3, so not a lot of games, and they're just gonna have to take it one game at a time, 5 minutes at a time, and just put everything on the field there.
Indeed, and I think, you know, I think we see everyone always put everything on the field, but I think this is going to be especially interesting. We have just got the go. We'll wait for people to join up here, and then we will get going for lower bracket 2. This is going to be tight, Ollie. I can't wait. Predictions before we get into it, Ollie. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with On Another Level. They've got Lamuk, they've got Happy, and I'm also just gonna do that to spite you with Panda City Mavericks.
Okay, well, a bit of spite between friends isn't anything, is it? No, good starts here from On Another Level, getting a shot on the Pandacity goal, and that is what they will need. Pandacity, however, with piece on cut, he is extremely mechanical, wants to get close. The question is, can he get close to the goal? Quixie not being able to do anything but experience is there to neutral the ball, and gives it to Happy now. And Happy does put a lot of boost, but he's going to still try his best. Ollie, in a game like this, bumps, demos, and passes, I've been talking about it all night. They are extremely crucial. What do you think we have to look out for tonight?
Well, you are speaking to the guy who can only bump and demo in RLCS. So I'm going to say they're 100% crucial. They open up the play, they make other people awkward, and they just... I enjoy them. You can get into the heads of the other team and just, like, whittle away at their mentality. But I do feel the physical game is going to be needed here in this best of 3.
Indeed, and physical game, I think I wouldn't say it's underrated, you know, but a lot of people judge it because it does get into a player's mentality experience. A beautiful save there. I think both teams are definitely going to have to learn that. We've seen a bunch of beautiful demos from previous games. The question is, will we see that in this game as well? Piece on cut now. Doesn't have any boost. He's trying his best, however, to see what he can do. That is Quixie somehow getting the ball past one of the blue players, and that will give it to Happy. Able to clear it off of net, but not anything too big so far. Equal game, 1.5 minutes in, Mr. Olympic. I mean, you said, you know, that... All I'm saying is, you said that On Another Level would win easily. There isn't a goal on the board yet. Do you think we're going to see a bunch of goals coming later on? Or do you think it's going to be this tight every game?
Well, I feel like this game, like I said last series, is just going to be to feel out each other. As you see Happy and Lamuk on the other team. Happy, who is a ranked warrior, and puts in the first goal 3 minutes in. Or 3 minutes left on the clock, sorry. Jordan passing out to Happy. Happy off the sidewall. Pisang not getting the touch he wanted, and Happy having an open net there. And talking about Happy, he is a ranked warrior.
Indeed, Happy. Happy having open net there, and actually quite, you know, just quite not having those rotations where they need to be. Jade, oh look at that, JRDN, a beautiful air dribble off of the wall into the net. Cannot fault him for that, can he? I mean, he gets a beautiful shot in the air, beautiful touch, and puts it in. Quixie not being able to save. Pandacity looking like they aren't in the best form, but they're going to be hoping to get back as soon as possible. A 2-0 lead, and I think those goals within 15 seconds of each other, Olympic.
100%, yeah. And that was another goal from Happy here. As we're speaking about his teammate Jordan, But you can see it's just great play here from the players. Experience, not going for the ball, looking for some boost. Happy getting the flick over one of the Panda City players. 3-0 here with nearly half the game gone.
And it isn't good for the Pandasti side, but I guess we will have to see. The on another level side really showing that they are another level. And look at this, Lamok, out of absolutely nowhere, comes in with such a fantastic flick. Just gets over experience, and I think that is extremely hard to read, isn't it? Like, you know, flick like that, it can be so hard to read.
Oh yeah, Lamuk, I've seen him a couple times on Graveyard stream, and he's put in that experience that he has in that 1v1 scenario, and just breezes past the Panda City player. But here, experience, got the ball in the blue half, flicks over one, can Lamuk save it? Yes, he can. Puts it into his own corner, Happy getting a dem on experience, keeping the pressure away. But Pisang putting the ball back in for Panda City here. This is just back and forth right now. They don't want to go down to an embarrassing game here. They want to get some goals on the board, get the momentum in their favor, and Pisang barely missing the goal here. Puts it up high for his teammate, puts a shot on net, and Quixie scores it here, beating Happy to the ball and punishing them for a bit of slow play, maybe lack of focus here, and just beating two players off the crossbar down. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left, and it's a 4-1 game.
And Quixie flying out of absolutely nowhere. Ollie, you know, he just came out of nowhere like a bat out of hell. I think that's the expression at least, and was able to score that. The question is, can he defend here? He can indeed. Experience will be challenged by Jordan. Nothing happening just as of yet. Happy will try and keep it in. He's not going to challenge him yet. Experience is posted on the wall. Happy's still there, however. Happy really stay in, even if he doesn't have a lot of boost, and that gives it now to Jordan. Jordan will be challenged by Pisangkat. Pisangkat can stall it, but is it enough? It isn't enough. Lamuk is there. Quickly will try his best, but constant 50s here, Ollie. Constant 50s here. No matter what happens, it's crucial. These slow 50s.
100%. These 50s are trying to like slow down the game, get your opponents into an awkward position. And I noticed the experience trying to pull out some flair, pull out some pizzazz, looking for the flip reset. Some of these players looking to dazzle the camera while on stream. And it's great, honestly. Get that exposure for them. Experience puts it into the middle. Quixie, another shot. A great block there by Happy. But the pressure isn't evaded yet. Ball popped high. Experience. Can he do something here? Over Lamok, off the roof. And Happy puts it out. Quixie might be the first one here. Gets beaten by Jordan and Lamok. Pisang put it back. No one's back. Lamuk's in the goal here. Quixie trying to do something here. Pisang puts a shot on, misses. Jordan's going to be the first to the ball. Takes it up the wall. Gets met by Experience. Experience 50s it off the roof. Does it go in? No, it doesn't. This pressure right now is immense. 45 seconds left on the clock. Quixie puts it back into the net. Lamuk hits the ball back forward. Pisang shoots barely wide. Scrambling defense here. The pressure is insane, Panda.
It is indeed, and I mean, this is what Pandasti needs, isn't it? You know, they didn't start the game off strong, and even if they can't get the goals back, they need a strong finish to this game to propel them into game 2. They needed that one goal to show that they can score. They know how to score. They need to keep this pressure now. The question is, can they go for another goal? The goal is in Pandasti's half. They're going to try and get it out, or at least stabilize it as soon as they can. 10 seconds now. Pandasti won't be able to do much, but they'll still be try to finish this game on a good note. It's been a rough game, and it will go down as 4-1 unless something drastic happens. On another level, do win 4-1, but I do have to say, Olympic, it could still go either way in the second game. You know, of course, at the start, it wasn't that close, but as we got to the end, Pandasti really started stepping it up. They really started showing that they are in this. They can be in this. They can compete. And as they started showing that, we saw on another level slowly dropping back and maybe possibly struggling a bit. Do you think they could come back here?
Oh, 100%. But as you see, Happy, talking about him, he's the one with the experience here, the one who grinds this game. 4 shots, 2 on target, and I did say he was going to carry this team, and he is doing that so far. But Panda City do have to pull something deep out of their bag to try and win game 2 here and take it to game 3.
Exactly. Pandacity have a saying that they use. I think Yoshi actually introduced it, and it just basically says lock in. And what it means is you need to lock your mental in. You need to lock your focus in to, you know, get back and to give it your all. And I think that's what they're going to try and do now. They don't want to do anything flashy, but if that's what they need to get this win, that's what they're going to do. But the question is now, on another level, They've won one game. It's going to give them a lot of confidence. The question is, are they going to be overconfident? Is it going to be just enough so they can get back? It's a shot back. Quixie, the only one on the Pandasti net, and he will be enough. But it is Jordan with the shot, and not as safe on the Pandasti side. Pisankat so close, yet so far. Look at this. Quixie not getting the best of 50s of Lamok. Jordan is there, and Pisankat was so close. Look at that, Ollie. So close, yet just a bit too far.
Oh yeah, 38 seconds gone here. 1-0, and the Pandacity players have to lock in here. Just a goal. They've still got 4 minutes. Anything can happen in this game. But Happy putting the ball on target here. Pisang clearing it off. Can anyone meet this? Quixie can. Gets it over Lamuk. Puts it into the corner of on another level. And they're just scrambling right here. Players near the ball. Missing, hitting, missing. Lamuk gets it past on with that 1v1 experience. But talking about experience, here he is on the ball. Into the corner. Onto the roof. Off the backboard, 2 players miss. Can they score? No, they can't. Quixie met by Lamuk at the goal line. Pisang cut off the sidewall. Can he find one of his teammates? Quixie up to the ball, 2 players up. Happy clears it to his backboard. Jordan putting into the corner. Pisang still, the pressure here for Pandacity is insane. Tries to flick it over. Quixie puts it off the sidewall. Anyone up to that? Experience up. Puts it into the corner. Can they get a shot off here? Great demo from Pisang cut. Quixie misses the ball. It's an open net. Can anyone get to it? No one has boost. And can Jordan clears the ball away. This has been some insane pressure from Pandacity.
It is indeed, and the question is, can they keep that up, or will it blow up in their faces? That's a shot on net, and a Happy with the angle off the roof. Pandacity not going to be very happy about that. Look at Happy getting such a beautiful angle, and whoever was back there, I think it was Experience, had a horrible landing. He was so close, should have really saved that. Another minute gone, another goal gone here, Ollie. It's been such a tight game though. When Pandacity have had that pressure, they've been constant. The pressure has constantly been there, and it's been good pressure. The problem is they keep making these small mistakes on their backline, which is giving the other side on another level chances. As I say that, look at this. Happy making it a 3-0 lead. Jordan on the roof. Happy
Sidewall. Jordan passing it into the middle. Happy's already up and just slams it down under Quixie. That has to be a mental killer for Pandacity, but they still got 3 minutes, 3 goals, and anything is possible. That's why we love this game. Anything is possible.
Anything is indeed possible, and I'll tell you what, we do love this game for the reason that, you know, mentally it can be so challenging, and the question is, can Pandacity somehow, with 3 minutes on the clock, make it back, or is on another level, or have on another level, lock this in? I'll tell you what, Pandacity, very close to the net there. Experience going to be shooting it downfield. It won't go in, but he is going to try and definitely get some pressure on, and the Pandacity side already in the blue half, but look at this, they're struggling to keep it in. Jordan struggling a bit with possession. However, the piece of card pre-jumps that misses. That's going to be an open net. Well scored. No, anyone won't. Experience there with a beautiful save. Experience very mechanically gifted. It's a 1v1. Jordan stops the ball. And beautiful beautiful gameplay here, Ollie, from both sides. With the Pandacity side wanting that goal, but on another level, just constantly shutting them down. Just not having any mistakes, not having any bubbles of, you know, maybe not being somewhere. They're just consistent in their rotations, consistent on where they are, and it's amazing to see, isn't it, Ollie?
Oh, 100%. I don't know if I'm watching on another level, if I'm watching Prime Orlando Pirates. Is this Happy, or is this Cams with another name change? But Happy onto the backboard. As I'm talking about him, he does a great double tap. Self-pass here, 1:48 left on the clock. And this has to be Cams on a different account.
It has to be. I mean, look at that. The chances of you getting that by luck is 0.000 to infinity 1. But the chance of you getting it on skill, I mean, the skill in that was amazing, and I honestly cannot believe Happy. You know, it might just be a name change, because that was fantastic. And oh no, the Pandacity side making another mistake on the back line, and not looking good for him. The game surely has to be over now. Happy, such a beautiful angle there off the wall. Quixie putting it in to his own net, and the Pandacity side surely not thinking it's over now. But I'll tell you what, their mentality not going to be in the greatest of places, is it, Ollie?
Oh, not at all. And to be honest, have you ever seen Happy and Happy Meal in the same lobby before? I don't think so. I do not think so. There's a conspiracy going on here. This is 100% Happy. Or Happy Meal, I should say. And he's just here. He's looking for some free cash, and he's taking this team to victory right now. 5 shots from the man, 4 goals.
Someone does need to investigate that conspiracy. Pisanka takes a shot, but it wasn't where it was meant to be, and he doesn't score. The Pandasti side looking for anything now to prove that they can score. The first game at the end was tight, but this game, the whole game, the On Another Level team have been dominant through and through. It hasn't been a question. 5-0. The Pandasti side trying their best, but it is going to be an open net. Can anyone get back? Barely experienced will be able to figure it out. Oh, it was very close. That was very close. And I'll tell you what, it's not looking good for Pandasti, but it's looking very good for On Another Level.
Oh yeah, and I can see there's Happy Meal in the chat as Peace and Cat scores. You're not slick, Happy Meal. I know you're playing and typing at the same time, but this is all just jokes. They're 2 different people. I'm just trying to get some hype up for the fans because these teams are playing insane. Happy missing the ball here. Jordan, it was a 3-man passing player own goal. I think there's just a little bit of fun having here for the last 30 seconds. They know they've won this game, and it's just a bit of trying to save the pride for Pandacity, sorry.
Yeah, and it's one of those things of, you know, coming off of a bad score like this, it's not easy, and, you know, they want to finish strong, but it is so hard to do that. But I mean, hey, you know, you're convinced, Olympic, that it isn't a conspiracy, but, you know, you put me into this conspiracy. I might need to do some investigative work. The On Another Level team will try and end this as soon as possible. The Pandasti team won't be happy. On Another Level 2-0, but it was a dominant display at the end. Pandasti looked like they had a small chance of coming back, but it just wasn't meant to be, was it, Ollie? Talk us through that game.
Honestly, that was just a very clean game from On Another Level. Happy, Lamok, Jordan, all putting in place here. Passing plays, pre-jumps, great shots from the team. And I can't say they outclassed Pandacity because Pandacity are a very good team. They can't let this get to them. And it was just great strength from 2 teams. Unfortunately, it was a sweep. I wish we got that game 3 or even an overtime. But yeah, that was some great games.
It indeed was, and now it's, you know, now you just have to wait for our next game. That's all. But yeah, Pandacity, you know, of course I am biased, but, you know, I think they just weren't quite there. You know, they just weren't quite where they needed to be. You know, I think that it was obvious on a level side, maybe at that 5 or 10% more in the tank, and they were able to use that so efficiently to absolutely, as he said, sweep Pandacity off the floor. And I think it's a big thing of, you know, for a team like Pandacity, maybe not as good. I think it's hard for them to, they need some time to recalibrate and see what they're doing wrong. And I think not having that time maybe hurting them a bit. But hopefully, you know, we will of course see them in the future and hopefully coming back stronger. Our next games, however, we will be doing our lower bracket round 3. I believe, and I think will this be the last match of the night, Ollie? Am I wrong, or will this be the last match?
I do believe it will be the last match. This right here was my last match for the night, so you will be joining Bromeo for that final game. At least my camera has survived for now. It is about to die, but I will be leaving you in the capable hands of the Bromeo, who's a great caster, great friend, and this is going to be a ride or die moment for these teams. One team will make it through, and one team will be knocked out.
And that is going to be crucial. I want to say thank you, Ollie, for being so fantastic and being here. We will definitely miss you. And it's been a lot of fun, hasn't it? I've personally had a lot of fun. Folks, on your screen now, I believe you can see the 6-man pup document, and we'll be able to see who we will be watching next. It's going to be fun, this. It is going to be very, very fun. Ollie, last thoughts before you go about today, about day 1. Remember, this is only day 1, folks. We still have day 2 and day 3. This was only day 1, and it was already so exciting. Ollie, your thoughts on day 1 today so far?
If this was just day 1, I cannot wait to see day 2 and 3. It is only going to get more and more competitive. Teams are going to be ramping up, and it's going to be for lots and lots of money. Well, not lots of money for us, I believe, but this is going to be some very good gameplay. You're gonna be without me today. You were without me for a couple series earlier this afternoon, but I have sorted my issue, and I will be back for tomorrow and Sunday.
And indeed you will. Folks, it's been fun. We're gonna go to a break now, and when we come back, you will have our last game of the evening, lower bracket round 3. Folks, see you in a bit. Here goes the break. Bye-bye.
I know now that I'll make it out alive. I know now that I'll make it out alive. Tell myself as I stand in the mirror. I tell myself now that you're the only one. See the light as the path's getting clearer. I know now that I'll make it out alive. I'm so over you. I'm over you, so over you. I get over you. I'm so over you. I'm over you, so over you. I get over you. Tell myself as I stand in the mirror. I tell myself now that you're the only one. See the light as the path's getting clearer. I know now that I'll make it out alive. Out alive. Tell myself as I stand in the mirror. I tell myself now that you're the only one. See the light as the path's getting clearer. I know now that I'll make it out alive. Tell myself
And we are back for our absolute final game of the day. It is lower bracket round 3 that we will be casting. It is going to be Cryptic Esports versus Salty Sugar, the winner of which joins Boost Warriors, Team Oreo, Chocomaguez, and Bozo Esports in day 2. So this is an absolute do or die for both Cryptic and Salty, and I think we're in for a wild one. I'm here with Panda, as always. What do you think, Panda? How's this one gonna go down?
You know, honestly, anything can happen. In the previous game, we saw what I would call domination and Pandasti getting destroyed. So it could either be that one of these teams is miles ahead of the other one, but it could also be that we could get one of the closest games in the series. Now, I'm saying both because I'm hoping if I have the commentator's curse, it'll only curse one of them, and hopefully we'll have the other. No, but in all honesty, I do have to say, Romeo, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be tight. You know, we've seen a lot of tight matches. And I recognize a name on one of these teams, Nova 347. I do actually, if it's the right Nova I'm thinking of, he is incredible in terms of his mechanic. So, a lot of good players in the lobby, a lot of players who really have potential to spice things up, you know, to get under the other team's skin. And I think it's all going to be about who takes the early lead, who's able to have their mentality strong, those type of stuff. I think it's going to be extremely dependent on what's going to happen and who's going to do it first.
100%. And I see that Salty Sugars had a longer run. They were knocked down in upper bracket round 2, whereas Cryptic was knocked down in lower bracket round 3. So it's going to be who's had the longer time and things, and who has had a better shot at getting settled, because this is still best of 3. As we say that, it's a kick-off, and Tups with a shot straight off the beginning, and Salty Sugar takes the lead with a 3-second goal, Panda.
And that is crucial. A goal this early, slight mistake there on the back line of Cryptic Esports. They tried their best, but it just wasn't quite enough. I'll give them that. But here we go now for the second kickoff. It isn't a 3-second goal, which is good, because that means we can actually talk a bit before they score. But I'll tell you what, Sub-Zero, he was there and wanted to make it a 10-second goal. Sub-Zero getting extremely close to the net there, but the blue side being able to fend them off. Both sides looking strong, but of course that early goal from Salty Sugar is going to be crucial in this game, Romeo. And here we go, now pressure on the blue half. The orange trying to shoot, and that's a goal from Robert. Look at this. Robert out of, well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but Sub-Zero puts it backboard. Robert is there. No one can stop it. And Robert into the net. 2-0 lead this early, Romeo. We have seen comebacks, but it isn't looking good.
This is an incredibly strong start from Salty Sugar, and Cryptic Esports is immediately on the back foot. For our viewers, I'm sorry we didn't explain. Salty Sugar is in orange. Cryptic Esports is in blue, and right now, this orange team is on fire. 2 goals in 1 minute, and Robert adds a third, placing Cryptic Esports under a huge amount of pressure so early on. Is this all she wrote, Panda?
So, Romeo, you know how I said, if I have the commentator's curse, I'll curse one and maybe I'll have the other. I think I might have cursed the wrong one, because it looks like, it looks like this is all she wrote. The performance we've seen from Salty Sugar so far has been amazing. As I say that, however, a beautiful shot coming out there from Cryptic Esports. The question is, can they keep it up? Right tries, doesn't get anything in. Robert, a very strong player on the Salty Sugar grid so far, and look at him, Romeo. He is just so consistently there, isn't he? Anywhere they need him to be, he is just there, and he's constantly there on the offense, trying to get those goals.
Salty Sugar definitely making their mark on this game early on, but we've seen a strong comeback from Cryptic. Rick with the RX I'm just gonna call him Rick. Rick with the beat. And it's getting a little bit muddy in the midfield. Oh my gosh,
Robert
Salty plays it
again.
in. Hits the crossbar. And straight out of trouble there. Yo, this is getting wild. Blue trying to play it back in. B with the shot. Goes a little bit wide. Tups with possession, playing it off the wall, but intercepted by Nova. Passes it deftly in, but nobody there to receive the pass. Robert there trying to catch it in the midfield, but B stops it. Robert plays it in. What a shot! Oh my gosh, it is so close, Panda.
This is getting incredibly close. And the thing is, Bromeo, is that, you know, the ball goes into the orange half and is almost immediately within, 20 seconds, kicked out into the blue half, almost a goal opportunity, and then it goes back and forth. It's an amazing gameplay, but you can see that Salty Sugar definitely, having a hand on this one. Wouldn't surprise me to have a higher percentage on, who is dominating the ball more. But, I mean, that's what they need. They have an early 3-0 lead. So I think Salty Sugar have decided, even if they have the lead, they need to keep attacking. They need to keep putting that offensive pressure on, because if they keep their offensive pressure on, like that, sorry, Sub-Zero getting a beautiful shot there, B getting a save. If they keep their offensive pressure on, there isn't time for Cryptic Esports to get back.
Cryptic definitely need to make a change here because they are currently under fire. They are defending their goal as if their lives depend on it. Currently, Salty Sugar have 8 shots on goal to Cryptic's 2. They need to reverse that stat. They need to play more in the orange half if they want to stand any chance of staying in this game, because right now it is all Salty Sugar. And as I say that, they play it out. Nova playing towards the middle, trying to find a pass through, but his teammates aren't quite there. Gifting possession back to Salty Sugar. Plays an easy shot to Robert. Robert plays through the mid. This is a very, very good opportunity from Cryptic to play it in. They've got the pressure. Nova plays it in, but unfortunately couldn't connect, and Robert clears it back to continue applying pressure to Cryptic Esports' line. And 3-0 down and less than a minute to go. This is not looking good for Cryptic Esports.
This is not looking good. Cryptic, however, have looked a lot stronger in the second half, haven't they, Romeo? So it is going to be a thing of, in that second game, Nova gets to do the save. Sub-Zero, however, with a beautiful shot. The question is, can Cryptic in the second game come back? Can they make that game the start of their comeback? Because if they don't, and they lose that game as well, this is the end of the road for them, isn't it, Romeo? But a great game so far, and it looks like, unless something horribly goes wrong, it looks like Salty Sugar will be able to take this one home.
I gotta agree with you there. It is do or die now. Cryptic has to make some changes. They have to adapt, because with 2 seconds left in this game, it looks like it's going to be played down. But oh my gosh, it has been unrelenting from Salty Sugar as they take game 1. Robert deservingly coming out as MVP of that round. And it's very, very easy to see how this is definitely going Salty Sugar's way. Cryptic Esports needs to do something now. They need to change something. I couldn't tell you what that is, but they need to string some shots together. They need to pass it through, and they need to get to the Salty Sugar net, because the shot statistics are telling. Salty played at goal 10 times to Cryptic's 3, and I have a big inclination as to saying that is why it was 3-0. They simply took advantage of their opportunities and played it at net.
Exactly, and you do have to think that, Cryptic, I mean, as we said, we talked about this earlier, Romeo, but I mean, you only have a 60-second break in between 2 games. Do you really think that is enough to change a whole playstyle? I mean, the Cryptic is mostly getting beat on their passes. They're getting beat on their long shots. It is just physically the Salty Sugar side who's constantly there. So the question is, these past 60 seconds, has it been enough for Cryptic to somehow reverse their whole playstyle and get that ball into the orange half more? I'll tell you what, the long ball goes from Sub-Zero. Nova gets a save, but I'll tell you what, Cryptic already looked a lot better in that first bit there. But the question is, can they keep that performance up? Easy save there on the back right from Tap. The question is now, what will happen? Can Cryptic get that first goal? No, they can't, because that is Robert. Robert, the man, the myth, the legend. He has scored how many goals? 3 already? I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but 3 goals, 2 games where there has only been 4 goals. It's quite amazing, Romeo. It's quite an amazing stat.
Absolutely brilliantly played by Robert. He is definitely stamping his name on this as he plays it to the backboard. Tups is there, but just gets beat. It looks like no goal there, but Robert's back. Plays one in the corner. That's a double commit. Next shot on is gonna be dangerous. It is very, very tight. And Cryptic Esports are defending for their lives right now. Rick's in the air trying to play it through, but Tups is there. Nova playing it across. He's gonna try and find a man in the middle, but Robert is there. Fortunately, that's a double commit, but there is no pressure on Robert right now as he almost takes a free shot. But brilliant, brilliant defense so far, keeping the scores nice, level, and steady. We need to see a turnaround from Cryptic Esports now. They need to score a goal. If they want to bring this to game 3, they need to put this ball in the orange corner and start scoring some goals, Panda.
Exactly. And Nova on the Cryptic side actually got very close there. He keeps getting close. He got close there as well. Sub-Zero getting saved. But Nova looks very indecisive on his mechanics. You know, it looks like he does want to go for something, but you know, we've seen him being kind of hesitant to try something, and that is a killer, isn't it, Romeo? You know, to, how can I say this, to, you know, not exactly do what you want, or to not be sure what you want to do, it does kill your momentum, because all of a sudden you have to start wondering and not just doing, and the second you have to start thinking too much, the moment is already past. And that could be a potential game killer for them, but it doesn't only depend on one player, it depends on the whole team, and the Cryptic Esports team just not looking strong enough to save a goal like that. Taps, puts it on net, he shoots it, and then it gets a few lucky bounces, arguably, but still, puts it past every single one of those players, and Taps gets it in, makes the lead 2-0 now. Romeo, the question is, the crucial question is, can they get back?
Well, Panda, they have to. They have to. This is do or die. If they lose this, they are out. They know this. We know this. Chat knows this. And as I say that, Robert bangs another one in the back of the net. And if we had to vote for a player of the day, Robert looks like he has his name written all over this game. We haven't seen him so far in other series, but I am sure that his impact has been just as great. Salty Sugar playing out of their skins right now, and with halfway through the game gone, it's very much in Salty Sugar's favor.
And a lucky bounce there off the crossbar. Can anyone shoot? It is in the Salty Sugar's net. It is finally a goal from Cryptic, but it wasn't an easy goal, was it? It was not an easy goal. Cryptic worked their ass off. Robert tried to get the save. Cryptic had to work for that one, and it did take a mistake from the Salty Sugar side. I know that is a goal for Cryptic, but Romeo, I'm still not feeling so hyped about their chances. They're just not looking so good. As I say that, Robert agrees with me. He makes the score 4-1. Romeo, can they get back?
By the way Robert is playing, I don't think so. It is a very, very steep hill to climb with that man on the Salty Sugar team. He is definitely playing for at least 2 players here. He has another opportunity, can't land it though, but the pressure is still on. He plays it through into the middle, good pass, but good defense as well by Cryptic Esports. They need to score 3 goals now to come back through. Robert at the backboard, of course he is. He's just there. He's everywhere. Robert, the man, the myth, the legend.
And he is a bit like a Doctor Who, where he is just everywhere. You look anywhere, and Robert is just there. And as you said, if I had to vote for a player of the day, Romeo, it's Robert, isn't it? I mean, it isn't even a question. It isn't even a debate. Robert has been so consistent. I think What is it? Oh, an open net now, straight open net. That was very close to being a 5th goal for the orange side, but nothing happening as of yet. Another shot! It's Sub-Zero making it 5-1. Bromeo, we're on our way to Brazil at this pace.
We would hope that it does not. Cryptic is definitely not looking in it at this stage. And if they keep on this path, Salty Sugar will be coming out as victors. 5-1 is a very steep hill to climb, but still we hope. We need it for the content. We love it. So let's see. Let's see Cryptic Esports start playing some passes in through the middle, but of course not. Robert is there to take it. The man is everywhere. He's even stealing boost. He plays through the pass, but Nova is there to stop it. Oh my gosh, a bicycle!
Nice.
This man
Robert
is
again.
nuts.
It's Robert again, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, I'm speechless. I'm sorry, Romeo. I'm saying so little, but I can't say anything. I'm sorry, but Robert is just there. It's a mistake on the Cryptic side, arguably fine, but Robert is just there and he scores as if it's nothing. I mean, the guy has been, I wouldn't say he's been carrying his team because, you know, the other 2 players of Sub-Zero and Taps playing crucial roles, but Robert, when you ask him to shoot, he scores.
Robert heard us talk about a Brazil and he was like, say no more fam, I am him. And so it was. He spoke it into existence. Just for the record, boys, Robert is on 815 points in a threes game.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of performances. 815 points is a freeze game. You know, through all the time I've ever commentated, I've never seen something like that. I have honestly, I can dead sure I'd say I've never seen something like this. Robert is dominating. He scored 5 of the 7 goals this game. He scored, I think it was 2 of the 3 goals last game. Put those 2 together. Out of the 10 goals, he has scored how many, folks? He has scored 7. He scored 7 out of 10 goals in 2 games. I don't know about you, but that is extremely stat fats back in the goal. He'll be defending that. It isn't a question anymore. The ball will still drift in there, but once it lands, we will all know the true fate. Cryptic never stood a chance. It is Salty, it is Salty Sugar. And Robert, just to get that sweet, sweet taste.
Absolutely wild. Yes, this was a very one-sided performance by Salty Sugar, but what a treat it was. Robert absolutely shining. Well done to Salty Sugar. They earn their place in tomorrow's day 2 of the 6 MANS Cup. This has been brilliant to watch.
Indeed, it has been brilliant, and it's been absolutely fantastic to watch. Romeo, your thoughts on today?
Robert. Sorry, was I supposed to say more? That man was immense. And I think it is absolutely wild that he did as well as he did, because this is not, you know, a first round match. This is round 3 of the lower bracket. It is absolutely fantastically played by Salty Sugar, and I can't tell you, that was a performance and a half, but it really tops it off as a great day for Rocket League. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching every match today, and honestly, it has been immense.
It has been immense. It has been immense. I do just quickly, before we get to ending, I do want to say, Bromeo, thank you. Olympic, he isn't here anymore, but thank you Olympic too. And then of course, I think we all have to say, everyone in chat, if you haven't already, please say thank you to Dutch. He's made the streaming for day 1 possible. Everyone say thank you in chat. Everyone say thank you, Dutch. Let's show our manners, people. The best manners we have. Dutch, thank you to you. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for letting us cast today. It's been amazing, as Bromeo said.
Gentlemen, I had such a ball today. I know I was in the background, I was doing all the admin-y stuff, but I had a fucking blast. Sorry for my French. Panda, Bromeo, Olympic, you guys have absolutely rocked it today. The teams that played today were insane. I mean, I was expecting good gameplay. I wasn't expecting this. This is almost more exciting than RLCS in my opinion. But yeah, guys, I've had a ball of a time. If you guys want, we can just quickly have a look at what is happening on the bracket right now. So on your screen, you see that qualified for day 2 from upper bracket is Team Oreo, the Boost Warriors, Choco Merguez, and Bozo Esports. They went through all the way through upper bracket. They didn't need to bother with lower round. And then just now, as we saw, Cryptic Esports falling to Salty Sugar. So Salty Sugar go through. It seems like Team Dynasty had a forfeit against some dudes. I see it's being updated live as we're watching. Exhaust is through as well to day 2. And we just wait for Rusta to quickly update Kitty Floss and Vendetta. That could have been a very close game in my opinion. Vendetta taking the 2-0. Which means that from bracket, from the upper and the lower bracket, we've got Oreo, the Boost Warriors, Choco Merguez, Bozo Esports, Exhaust Esports, Salty Sugar, Vendetta Esports, and some dudes.
Some dudes indeed.
Going through to day 2, which, if anyone hasn't realized, is going to be on Greybeard's stream. It is in the subject of the stream. Go and give him a follow if you haven't already. Make sure that you're there. It starts at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, that's it from me.
I would just like to say, Dutch, 2 things. First of all, you don't have to excuse your French because we did have a French stream running tonight. So you don't have to excuse it. French is encouraged. And second of all, we should probably say thank you to Rasta, shouldn't we? The guy has been absolutely fantastic behind the scenes. But yeah, thank you very much, Dutch, for having me. Romeo, thank you for commenting with me as well as Olympic. That's me for tonight. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
100%. Romeo, as always, it's always so much fun to have you with us, not just as a bro, but also as a caster. Next time, you and I are going to enter into a team. I can guarantee
if you want to lose.
It's going to be you, me, and Maxpresso, and some other dude.
only if we can cast while playing.
Oh,
yes.
Alright, guys, everyone in chat, you have all been amazing. I cannot keep up with the amount of follows, the amount of sound alerts that were played. I saw there were a couple of gifted subs. Man, I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. For me personally on my stream, that is amazing feedback from everyone. So go ahead and enjoy the stream with Greybeard tomorrow. Like I said, 5 p.m. It will be day 2. It's a Swiss round, best of 16, going to a top 8 on Sunday. So it's going to be a full weekend of great play in RLCS. So, without further ado, speaking of my French, I feel like we should go and raid someone, and who better than a French class player. Wilu is live. He is currently playing some 2v2s on 180 ping, so go and enjoy. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. I'll definitely be in the chat tomorrow. I'll be watching. Sunday, I'll be casting with Greybeard and them. So, guys, have a good night. Thank you all so much for being here. GG's!